Shelburne Heating and Air, Cherokee Communications, and El Caporal. The Savage Storm are also brought to you by Burridge Law, Westside Family Dentistry, Stuyvesant Chevrolet, and Shamrock Bank. Also sponsoring the Savage Storm, Choctaw Careers, Taco Casa, your local Texoma Chevy dealers, Excel Therapy, and The Wine Cellar. The Savage Storm are brought to you in part by Sparlin Realty, Applebee's, The Artisan at Brick Street Hotel, and Arnett Insurance. The Savage Storm are sponsored in part by Durant Lumber, your farmer's insurance agent, Al Olson, Discover Durant, and Green Spray Food Center. And now let's head courtside for Savage Storm basketball on the Southeastern Sports Network.
Welcome back, everyone. Fort Smith, Arkansas, Grizzlies Arena. Jay Lindley alongside Bob Sullins. It is the women's edition of the First United Bank pregame shows. The Southeastern women, they have won 13 of their last 16, and they come in to the Great American Conference as the 5th seed in this year's GAC tournament. Coming up, we'll have our pregame conversation with Coach Darren Grover. Got the opportunity to talk to Coach yesterday about this young team and where they started and where they're at now. It's the First United Bank pregame show. We fire it up on the Southeastern Sports Network.
Life is yours to spend. Spend it with small steps. Spend it with giant leaps. First United Bank. Spend life wisely.
If college is in your future, then scholarship applications should be too. Visit ChutaFoundation.com for dozens of scholarship opportunities. Whether you're a high school senior or pursuing a doctorate-level degree, Choctaw Tribal members will find competitive scholarships for every level of education. Applications are currently open and will close on March 31st. For more information, please visit the scholarship page at ChutaFoundation.com. That's CHAHTA Foundation.com.
Welcome in to the First United Bank pregame show here on the Southeastern Sports Network, getting ready for women's quarterfinal action. Southeastern Oklahoma State making it back to the Great American Conference tournament, joined now by Coach Darren Grover. Coach, talk a little bit about the start to the season, just some statistical comparisons. That first half of the year, you guys were allowing 72 points per game. This back half of the year, you go 13-3, allowing just 62 points per game. Was there any particular game or moment that you can point to where it seemed to click on the defensive side of the ball?
There wasn't a particular game, I don't think. I think when we came back from the Christmas break, we put a huge emphasis on just getting back to basics and working on be able to literally just contain the ball and help when we should. And I think that also beyond that emphasis, I think our kids, our young ones, just got older and understood our defense a little bit better. And then adding Stevie Stinchcomb in, who's obviously a senior, who is a tremendous defender, I think that helped as well.
You mentioned Stinchcomb. The thing, and I think you and I talked a little bit about this off air, having Hallie Hyatt have to play the point and play in those conference games early, you look at her now and probably playing the minutes she should have been playing as a freshman, but it seems as though a lot more confidence in herself. She's not making any mistakes. How much of that trial by fire early in the season do you think helped Hallie Hyatt?
Well, I think reps help any kid, especially live bullets when you're playing in games, not just practice. So I think, yeah, she gained some valuable experience. Now, like you said, she wouldn't have been playing that much had Stevie been healthy, but she had to go ahead and take those minutes. And I think that those reps, whether they're a game or really practice too, because when you take a player and they're injured and they're not in practice, that means everybody's got to take more reps. I think that definitely helped Hallie and many of the other ones.
I was about to say, because there were other, players that play. Katie Allen getting those reps when Abby Barr goes down. Now, you look at her numbers since she's become a starter, and the three-point shooting, obviously something that you knew about, but something that she has obviously kind of embraced. Whenever you look at this freshman group, because while you've got some vets, and I say that, I say that kind of sparingly. Really, the one vet is Kinsley Warden. The rest were developing sophomores and a bunch of freshmen. Is this I guess you could say, the most productive young group that you've had during your tenure at Southeastern?
That's hard to say because we had a group with a girl named Ashley Hobbs and Nikki Nestor and Allie Stone, Jessica Hesse. That was a group that was really, really good early and actually got to the NCAA tournament, not just because of them, but a combination of players. So, but I would put this group just as good or maybe even a hair better than that group was. But yeah, I think that, like you said, we talk about vets coming back, and you had Stevie and Abby and Kinsley, but outside of that, and the Kira a little bit, but outside of that, Mackenzie Espinoza, she's starting right now, didn't see the floor last year. And then, like you said, you mentioned all those freshmen playing. So it's a young group that had to learn by fire because we knew that many of them were going to have to play this year, and they've stepped up and done a good job.
Obviously, I have to talk about the two standouts, Tori Kilburn, first-team All-Conference Freshman of the Year. Just terrific numbers. And then Kinsley Warden, a season in which career accomplishments, 1,000 points in a career and 500 rebounds. And again, I feel like we forget she's only a junior. How important has it been for those two, not necessarily to be Batman and Robin? I almost feel like it's more of a alternate universe where there's two Batmans, one's good and one's bad.
Yeah, whenever you can have we'll start with Tori, when you can have a freshman come in and produce the numbers that she's produced. I made a post on social media recently about her freshman year and how it's the best freshman year, at least here at Southeastern, of any player I've ever coached. I mean, her numbers are just unbelievable. And what people don't see behind the scenes is that she is in the arena in the morning getting up shots. Every single practice, every single drill is she's got fire and she's competitive and wants to win it. She doesn't ever coast, just never does, and that speaks to why she's so good. And I think that with our motion offense, I think she's blossomed. We allow freedom, and as a freshman, she really got it very, very quickly and really blossomed within our offense. But what she's also become is a good defender. You and I have talked about block shots. I mean, she's not a big kid, and she's not exactly a leaper, but she has great timing, is able to go block shots. Kinsley, what do you say about the what she's done? She had a good, solid freshman year and has just continually gotten better. And she's another one that every single day in practice, what people don't see is she competes, just competes. And she's a quiet kid and a quiet leader. But it's a player that I've enjoyed coaching, and we'll get to coach another year, so I'm excited about that.
It's one of the more unique tournament matchups of the season, of this particular tournament, perhaps one of the more interesting tournament openers you've had since you've been the coach of Southeastern. You take on a Henderson State team. The first time you guys met this season, obviously you weren't where you are now. When you met them in Durant, they were going into a little bit of a slump. They're one of the hottest teams right now. When you look at what they've done over their last 5, they're 4-1. If you even take it out a little bit further, they're a team that has won 6 of their last 7 games coming into this tournament. Seems as though their offense is finding a rhythm. They're shooting 53% from beyond the arc during that span. Can you take anything from those first 2 matchups at all, given how lopsided both affairs were?
Oh, I think that you can take some. I mean, we knew they know what we're going to do, and we know what they're going to do. I don't think that you change your stripes a whole bunch, but we tried to take the best out of what we did against them at our place most recently and put that to work. But I'm sure they're going to change some stuff up. They're going to say, hey, we got hammered. And now they're also going to say, hey, we're playing a lot better, and they are. You mentioned being one of the hottest teams coming in. I think you've got 2 of the hottest teams, maybe the 2 hottest teams having to face each other in the first round. And so I saw her yesterday, Jill Thomas, and she mentioned that. She said, well, I don't think either one of us want to play the other one. And I totally agree with her on that.
Yeah, I mean, it should be an interesting first-round matchup, to say the least. And I'm just interested to see how you guys are able to corral. You mentioned that. Sure, they'll make some adjustments. We've seen you make some defensive adjustments this season, and this is maybe a little bit more on the youth that you have as a team. When we talked about the measuring success between this group and a past group, but I feel for such a young team, they really take to on-the-court adjustments really well. What are your thoughts on that?
I agree 100%. They have, when we've come up with a game plan, they have come to practice, and we will show them a little film. We'll tell them what we want done, and they will come to practice ready to accomplish that. That speaks to our leadership, but that also is those young kids buying into it, and they're able to do it not only many times after, from practice to a game, but within a game, make an adjustment. For, as you mentioned, for such a young group, that's very, very difficult to do, and they have done a great job with it this year.
Once again, Coach Darren Grover joining us here in the First United Bank pregame show, tournament edition. Coach, as always, appreciate the time. Look forward to your thoughts in the postgame.
All right, we'll see you then.
So right there is Darren Grover joining us, First United Bank pregame show. Coming up more from Fort Smith after this on Southeastern Sports Network.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind? Blue River Valley Winery is the place to be, with breathtaking views, amazing food, and unforgettable wine. It's the perfect escape. Whether you're planning a wedding, a family gathering, or just a peaceful afternoon, we've got something special for you. Come visit us at Blue River Valley Winery, located on Sawmill Road in Caddo. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Blue River Valley Winery.
It's time for the First United Bank pregame show on the Southeastern Sports Network. First United Bank, encouraging you to spend life wisely.
Welcome back, everyone. Grizzlies Arena, Fort Smith, Arkansas. Fort Smith Northside High School, side of the Great American Conference Tournament. Jay Lindley alongside Bob Sullins. And a big thanks to Coach Darren Grover for joining us for that improv interview yesterday, as it kind of laid out the scene. These two teams, probably the two hottest teams in the women's league. As you take a look at the numbers in the store, that's brought to you by the Wine Cellar Liquor Store, Radio Road in Durant. Henderson State, they had lost 5 in a row, including that 91-67 loss in Durant on January 31st. But since then, once they got to the backside of February 7th, that little stretch, they have gone 6-1, and during that span, over their last 5, Bob, shooting 53% from beyond the arc, 41 of 78 from down over their last 5. 4 players averaging double figures, including Grayson Fairless, honorable mention, all-conference performer, averaging 18.5 points and 9.5 boards per game during that span.
But unfortunately for Henderson, they're playing a team that's won 11 of 12.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
Good point. And if you look at Southeastern after that 3-9 start, it has been defense, much like the men, the defensive switch. After starting the season 3-, Southeastern has gone 13-3 since then. When you look at the 16 games played, it's 10 points per game less than the first 12 games of the season. The more remarkable stat, Bob, 3.9 blocks per game. That's impressive.
Well, you want my crazy stat?
I do indeed.
Well, they would, in this 12-game streak, they would be leading the conference in defensive field goal percentage and three-point percentage. That's how good their defense has been. Henderson State led the conference in three-point shooting. Huggins and Cardenas, don't let them get going. They went 7 of 11 in the game in Arkadelphia, only 5 of 15 in Durant, and they've been hot lately, and they've got a secret weapon. You know what Henderson's secret weapon is?
What's that?
You don't know?
No, tell me.
It's Riley Samples. In her last 2 games, she set her career high with 21 points. She's only scored in double. She's averaging 6.9 points a game. Both games against Tech and Harding, she scored 21. So out of nowhere, the last 2 games of the season, here comes Riley Samples.
Well, you mentioned Samples shooting 59% from beyond the arc over the last 5 games, 13 of 23. She's not the only one. Cardenas, first-team all-conference performer, 8 of 14 during that 5-game span. And Brinley Huggins shooting 57% from beyond the arc. But don't forget, Southeastern Oklahoma State, they got the first-team all-conference performer and freshman of the year, Tori Kilburn, 19.6 points per game for the season and 7.7 rebounds per game. And Kinsley Warren, the second-team all-conference performer and back-to-back all-conference performer, who's been averaging just under 19 points and just under 8 boards per game over her last 5. we get set for this one here in Fort Smith. It is the women's quarterfinal round. It is the 4-seed Henderson State versus the 5-seed Southeastern Oklahoma State. We'll get to the starters and more after this. This is Savage Storm Women's Basketball on the Southeastern Sports Network.
Life is yours to spend. Spend it quietly. Spend it as loud as you can. First United Bank. Spend life wisely.
Craving bold flavors and good vibes? Come on down to El Caporal Mexican Restaurant and Bar, your local fiesta headquarters. Sizzle your taste buds with Tex-Mex favorites, fresh seafood dishes, and don't forget their legendary top-shelf margaritas. Shaken, stirred, and always served with a smile. Whether it's date night, family night, or Margarita Monday, El Caporal is the place to be. El Caporal, where every night feels like a fiesta. Visit today. Taste the tradition, stay for the fun.
Here's one customer story with Cherokee TV.
We had a tornado here in Colbert, and we never lost service. A lot of the people who have Dish or DirecTV, they were actually blind and did not know where the tornado was at and what was going on because they didn't have TV service. We never even had a fade out with Cherokee, so we were able to see the storm coming, but also be able to listen to the local TV channels and know what was going on. Cherokee television service is a lifesaver.
TV from Cherokee Communications. Long live local.
We recently hung out at Taco Casa to find out how Casa fans eat their casa.
Bean burrito and Friolis. I just ground it in taco sauce, and then that's it.
Taco light and a taco burger and a Diet Coke. I don't put no sauce. Sour cream, jalapeno peppers.
Taco lights are my favorite. I put everything, but I don't use any hot sauce. I like it just plain. Also like lots of sour cream on mine.
Eat your casa your way at Taco Casa, 1st Street in Durant and southbound 75 in Calera.
Northside High School, home of the Grizzlies Arena. Jay Lindley alongside Bob Sullins. Except for the starters, brought to you by the Chutta Foundation. The Chutta Foundation, a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping tribal members achieve levels of higher education. They have an outstanding scholarship program. The application process for that expiring in 9 days, so be sure to visit CHAHTAFoundation.com. Southeastern Oklahoma State entering in as the 5 seed and looking to do something that's never been done, Bob. In the previous tournaments on the women's side, no 5 seed has ever made it to the finals. Matter of fact, a 4-15 record as the 5 seed. Southeastern's been the 5 seed twice in 2014 and 2018 with losses to Arkansas Tech and Harding. Starting for Southeastern and Coach Darren Grover, who comes in with 390 career wins, 313 of those as the head coach of Southeastern women's basketball. The backcourt led by Stevie Stinchcomb, who fills up the stat sheet. 5 points and 5.5 assists per game to go along with 3 rebounds. Only 4 turnovers total in the last 5 games for Stevie Stinchcomb. While in the backcourt, the second team all-conference performer in Kinsley Warden, who turned this tournament into her own personal showcase a year ago. And then Katie Allen, the 5'7" freshman out of Hartshorn High School. Rounding out the front court, Mackenzie Espinosa getting the start. Espinosa, who took over the starting job for Akira Hawk when Hawk got injured during the holidays. I really kind of do their stats together because they share the minutes. The Espinosa-Hawk combination here, 14 points and 9 boards per game over the last 5. It's pretty impressive what they've done together. And then finally, we're rounding it out. Tori Kilburn, the first-team all-conference performer, freshman of the year, one of the top scorers in the GAC, averaging 19.6 points per game and 7.7 boards per contest. For Henderson State coach Jill, on her 13th year as head coach, 193 wins against 165 losses. as an outstanding performer and the first-team all-conference player in Natalie Cardenas. Cardenas 18.5 points per game.
Not a good start. Tori Kilburn was high-fiving with Espinoza. She turned her ankle and was hobbling around in front of the bench, trying to walk it off.
Not great indeed. It is a 4-guard set. Sam Bassan as well as Raleigh Sample mentioned. Brinley Huggins, the honorable mention all-conference performer. And on the inside, Grayson Fairless, a double-double machine who had a career-high 18 rebounds in the win at Arkansas Tech last Thursday night. Savage Storm there in the road royal blue jerseys, yellow gold numerals and lettering trimmed in white. Henderson State, it is the home white with the crimson reddies across the chest. It is Fairless and Espinosa that will be jumping at midcourt. Appears as though now we are ready to get this one underway here in Fort Smith. And the opening tip brought to you by Shelburne Heating and Air, won by Espinosa and Southeastern, and it's Stinchcomb that brings it back across center court. Working the right half of the floor, quickly to Warden, right side in the lane. Warden shot a little too strong. Rebound loose, picked up by Grayson Fairless. And ahead up the left side to Bassan. Bassan weaving in, finds Cardenas. Now left side to Huggins. The Samples, just weave action across the top of the key. Now Cardenas penetrating the right wing. Give to Huggins. Thought she got away with a quick travel there. Finds Bassan, and she sinks a right wing three. You mentioned Henderson State, best three-point shooting team in the league. 35% as a team here this season. And they have an early 3-0 lead. Allen feeding Warden inside. Warden, double move along the left side of the lane, kicks it out to Allen, back around the arc right side. Stinchcomb wants to drive. Behind the back, ran backwards by Cardenas. Now down to Warden. Right side of the lane, Warden up and under move, and Kinsley Warden scores. 3-2 the score here early. Henderson, their second possession of the game, is Cardenas to Samples. Samples guarded by Stinchcomb, gets Cardenas down in the right corner. Now back to Samples. Fairless fighting for position down low against Espinosa. Huggins to Samples, NBA range bomb, that one a miss, and Kilburn with the rebound.
By the way, Jay, Samples and Cardenas and Huggins, how many threes do you think they made this year?
Between the two, they
101.
I was about to say,
you know how many?
Looking at it right
you
here.
know how many Warden and Kilburn have made combined? 49, half.
They live from downtown, and speaking of missing from downtown, Stinchcomb with a missed three. And so Henderson has it back. They try to force feed it into Fairless as it was poked out by Espinosa. Fairless tracking it down, and then a travel at the top of the key on the sophomore Samples. So Southeastern gets it back. Inbounding far side in front of her own bench, Kinsley Warden, and Stinchcomb will walk it across midcourt. Stinchcomb between the two circles, feeds high post left. Kilburn going to work, gets Fairless. Down the left side, goes up, leaves a shot short, takes a tumble. Cardenas with the defensive rebound at the left side of the floor to a trailing Huggins. Thought she traveled. Kick to Bassan. Bassan's three off the mark. Warden with the defensive rebound underneath. Outlet left side, Stinchcomb crossing the timeline with 27 on the shot clock. Quickly to Kilburn. Baseline left. Skip pass to Warden. Extra pass finds Espinosa. Right of circle three. That a miss. Long rebound out to Bassan. The outlet pass going to Cardenas up the right half of the floor. She now loops. Strikes down the left side of the lane and goes to the rim and scores. So Cardenas gives her team a 3-point advantage. Storm off to a slow shooting start here. As Kilburn draws a double team. Kick out to Stinchcomb. Up top to Warden. Three on the way. That one too strong. Rebound Samples at the right elbow. Outlet pass right side to Bassan. Bassan to Cardenas off the left wing. Now to Samples. Samples. Hesitation dribble down the left side. Kick out to Huggins for three. And Henderson State has knocked down 2 3-pointers here early. They lead 8-2. Not a good sign if they're knocking down threes. They're 2 of 4 from beyond the arc so far. As here's Kilburn off the left wing, going to work against Fairless. Picked up now, double teamed as Huggins came down to defend. Out to Allen, top of the key. Down the left side of the lane, takes it in uncontested. As Fairless, her sole job sticking with Tori Kilburn, and it left the lane wide open for the freshman Katie Allen. It stops the bleeding at least for a moment. 8-4, Henderson in front. Bassan in the right corner. Now to the right elbow. Back to Cardenas. Shows a three. Now bounces into the lane to Fairless. She'll spin into the heart of the lane. Hook shot off to the left. Rebound loose, picked up by Allen. The Southeastern men have made their way back, and they're in the west side of the gymnasium cheering on their squad. As Allen to Warden, left wing three ball, got it. Kinsley Warden. 5 points already, and it's back to a 1-point game, 8-7.
They're going with a double team on Kilburn every time. Those threes should be open. They stay with it.
Bassan working past Allen, almost throws it away. A bouncing pass finds Huggins, a missed three from the corner, or the wing, I should say. Warden with another rebound. Stinchcomb up center court. Stinchcomb this time finds Kilburn. One-on-one against Fairless. Moves back to the right, high off the glass and in.
She got fouled, too.
Kilburn has her first basket of the game, and Southeastern has their first lead of the afternoon. 9-8. High fives all around up here, but it's a bit early. Grayson Fairless in the lane, a miss. As that ball gets spiked into the hardwood by Espinosa and goes out off Southeastern.
That's our first stoppage of play, isn't it?
Yes. By the way, I mentioned the fact the 5 seed never making the finals. The 4 seed has won this tournament. Henderson State did it as the 4 seed just a couple of seasons ago, the 23-24 campaign for Coach Jill Thomas. As Jayla Lewis checks into the game. Lewis, the one substitution for Henderson. As here is Cardenas and the missed shot. Substitution for Southeastern. Akira Hawk in for Espinosa. Kilburn trailing, gets the feed from Stinchcomb. Got into the lane, was harassed. Now a kick to Eversole in the right corner. Back to Hawk, top of the key. Out to Stinchcomb, right wing. Shot clock to 15. To Kilburn. Left of circle, moves it to Hawk down in the corner. One-on-one against Huggins. Works into the lane, left to the right block. Shot is off the mark, overshot, missed the rim and all. Fairless with an uncontested rebound. To Bassan, ahead to Cardenas. In the lane, rejected by Warden. But Lewis with the rebound in the corner, missed 3 attempt from that angle. And a rebound brought in by Hawk. Now Stinchcomb up the right half of the floor. Stinchcomb, jab stepping inside the right arc. Inside the college three-point line, she'll bounce it to Warden. Warden going away into the baseline, missing that jumper from 6. And Bassan leads it ahead to Cardenas. Only 1 foul so far, that against Southeastern. It's down the left side goes Huggins, and there's your second.
Yeah, you had to say something, didn't you?
And that takes us to the media timeout. 9-8, Southeastern in front. 4:02 remains in the first. Back after this on the Southeastern Sports Network.
Life is yours to spend. Spend it making more money. Spend it making more memories. Spend it learning a new skill. Spend it teaching an old trick. Spend it career climbing. Spend it mountain climbing. First United Bank. Spend life wisely.
Shelburne Heating and Air is the choice for all your residential and commercial needs. Service and installation on brands you know and trust. Carrier, Trane, Luxair, Mitsubishi, and American Standard. Shelburne Heating and Air specializes in optimizing the performance of your heating and cooling system. Here to help you improve your indoor comfort. Shelburne Heating and Air, your locally owned heating and air experts. For contact info, visit shelburneheatair.com.
Everyone, Grizzlies Arena, Jay Lindley alongside Bob Sullins on the Southeastern Sports Network. Coming out of our first media timeout, 9-8. Savage Storm women in front. Chloe Eversole picking up her first personal foul, and some changes coming here for Coach Grover as Stevie Stinchcomb will get a breather. Allie Hyde, the freshman, in along with Eversole and Kilburn. So you have 3 freshmen, a sophomore in Akira Hawk, and a junior in Kinsley Warden on the floor for the Savage Storm. While for Coach Thomas and the Reddies, Cardenas, Samples, Fairless, Jayla Lewis, The transfer in from UT Dallas. In and at the line is Brenley Huggins, the senior who misses. Huggins, an all-conference performer, honorable mention. Second in the team in scoring at 13 points per game. She hits the back end of 2 free throws. As Henderson have leading by a point here. Well, they took away a point. I thought it was Southeastern 9-8. Kilburn in the lane, missing from point-blank range.
Yeah, I did too. What happened?
Now there's a travel on Henderson. We're trying to see what they changed on the stat column.
They took a 3 away and made it a 2.
Well, Warden, they said, didn't hit a 3, but that I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, they changed it from a 3 to a 2.
As here is Kilburn with the basketball, moving your right side to Eversole. Now to Warden, to Hyatt, to Kilburn, left wing 3, and she connects.
Is that a 3?
Both of them looked like it to me, but that the three-pointer by Kilburn giving her team a 2-point advantage. With the basketball, it's Huggins on the dribble and drive past the freshman. Beautiful pass, finds Fairless on the left block. She was knifing left to right across the lane, drew the secondary defender, and Grayson Fairless was uncovered down low. Hyatt bouncing to the right side to Warden, back to Hyatt, now to Warden up top. Long 2-point basket, catches the front of the iron, and a shooter's roll as Kinsley Warden connects.
That was a 22-footer.
6 points in the game now for Kinsley, and the Storm stay up by a field goal. Lewis on the dribble and drive, got to the right elbow, gave to Cardenas, now left side to Huggins. Huggins picked up by Warden. Lewis right to left in the lane, goes up. Oh my, what a call. Bailed out with a foul there.
Well, the official looking right at it didn't call anything, and the one with the players had their backs to her, she made the call.
Stinchcomb will check in for Hallie Hyatt. And Lewis at the free throw line hits the first of 2 free throws.
So far, Henderson hadn't committed a foul, according to the officials. Zero fouls.
And Lewis knocks down both. So we are tied now, 13-all. Although I say that, now they have it on the scoreboard correctly. Kilburn to Warden, back out Kilburn, left of circle 3. That one's a miss, and the rebound will escape away into the baseline. And Henderson will have it. Length of the floor to go. Couple of changes here. Grayson Fairless gets a breather. Into the game comes Brooklyn Howe, a 5'11 freshman. Long way from home, from Ripley, Oklahoma. As here is Lewis operating from the left wing. She drives, kicks to Cardenas off the right wing, takes a body bump from Stinchcomb, and now they'll get Stinchcomb for the foul. So already 14 fouls on Southeastern, as you mentioned, Bob. None on Henderson, and Katie Allen returns to the Southeastern lineup. Cardenas will inbound baseline left. Get it into Huggins. Just left of circle. Finds Cardenas, and she travels.
No, offensive foul.
Oh.
On the screen.
I thought she traveled, but the foul is on Brooklyn Howe, and that is the first foul of the game on Henderson. I thought the stutter step would have been a turnover as well. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, I think the illegal screen happened first, so maybe it was either one.
Stinchcomb. Now to Allen, sidestepping a defender. Back to Stinchcomb. 15 on the shot clock. Kilburn working down low against Howe. She'll receive the pass from Hawk. Back out to Stinchcomb. Sidestepping Lewis to Kilburn, top of the key. Now down the left side of the lane. Muscles through, left it short with the right hand. Cardenas with the rebound of the right half of the floor, directing traffic now to the left half. She'll give to Samples, left wing, high arcing 3, and that one is good. Henderson back in front, 16-13, as Stinchcomb brings it across midcourt, closing in on 1 minute to play in this first quarter. Stinchcomb to Warden. Right of circle three, back of the iron, shot no good. Lewis with the rebound. And a chance for Henderson to create a little cushion going into the quarter break. Samples on the drive, left to right, reverse lay-in, no good. As Warden went in over her own player for that rebound.
So give me that.
She's got three now. And Stinchcomb off the right wing. Bouncing down low side, Kilburn underneath in traffic, and one for Tori Kilburn. So Kilburn will be the first player to shoot free throws for Southeastern in this game.
By the way, you mentioned she was first team all-conference. I went back as far as I could find all-conference teams, went to 2018. There's only been one other freshman make it, Aspen Thornton of Ouachita, and she transferred and went Division I after 2022. That's the only other freshman. Last year, as the free throws good, last year the 6 players were all seniors on the all-conference team.
So Kilburn completes the three-point play, has 7 points now, and we're knotted up 16 all. Huggins for three, that one a miss, and a chance for Southeastern to take a lead into the quarter break. Stinchcomb across midcourt. Working past Lewis, created a little space, now backpedals out, shot clock is off. Playing for one final possession here. Stinchcomb bounces to Kilburn. Left elbow, spins past Howell down the left side, can't get the shot to go. Hawk trying to tip the rebound out. Bassan comes up with it for the Reddies. Passing ahead, Kilburn tips it. Warden came up with it, unable to get a shot off as that one goes in, but it's about a second after time expired. First quarter comes to a close. Henderson 16, Southeastern 16. Women's Great American Conference quarterfinals coming up and continuing on the Southeastern Sports Network.
Arnett Insurance is proudly celebrating 60 years of serving Durant and the Texoma area. That's 3 generations of family ownership looking out for your insurance needs. Rates for home, life, auto, and commercial that fit your lifestyle and budget. At Arnett Insurance, you'll find 10 licensed agents with over 270 years of experience. Locally based agents that work with a variety of insurance companies to give you the best options available. Located at 1116 West Main in Durant, it's Arnett Insurance and ArnettInsurance.com.
Steubenville Chevrolet in Durant is proud to support Savage Storm Athletics. And with the same pride, resilience, and strength as Savage Storm fans, Steubenville Chevrolet is proud to be Durant Chevy dealer. When you need a new car, truck, or SUV, the Steubenville team is ready to find your perfect tailgate vehicle. No need to leave town to find what you want. Stay local, buy your Chevrolet the Steubenville way, and go Savage Storm.
Numbers brought to you by your local Texoma Chevy dealers as we head into the second. The difference so far, Henderson State, they're 3 of 9 from beyond the arc. Southeastern 1 of 6. Savage Storm actually shooting better from the field, 7 of 19. The Reddies 5 of 15, but those 3 threes making it a tie game here. After one quarter, 16 all. Jay Lindley alongside Bob Sultans. We've got Cobain, Dude, I cut my hair looking for a job. Reed back at the worldwide headquarters. And it is Henderson basketball to begin this second quarter. Cardenas, Bassan, Grayson Fairless back out there. Jayla Lewis, who has played a ton of minutes off of the bench. She's one of those players averaging double figures over the last 5. And has only started one of those 5 games. As she gets inside but misses, defended by Kilburn. Stinchcomb ahead at the left half of the floor. Kilburn off the right wing. Up top to Allen, now to Stinchcomb. Stinchcomb has Hawk, Kilburn, Allen, and Warden at her disposal. Kilburn bouncing into the post, finds Hawk, left to right, misses, blocked by Cardenas. The rebound brought in by Bassan, who'll bring it up center court to Lewis. Left alone, 3 on the way. That one clanks glass, misses iron. Long rebound, top of the key to Tori Kilburn. Stinchcomb ahead to Warden, downhill to the right block, missing from point-blank range. And there were 5 white jerseys down to rebound as the rebound went to Macy Willis, who checked in the second quarter for Henderson State. It's Willis down the right side, rejected by Hawk, passes ahead to Stinchcomb, and now Storm with numbers. Stinchcomb ahead into the lane, finds a trailing Akira Hawk for 3, knocks it in. A transition 3 for the Savage Storm, and it's the first point of the quarter. Storm lead 19-16. A little shuffle there on the part of Wills. As she drives now out to Lewis. Lewis passing back to the left side into the hands of Willis again. Now to Lewis in the left corner. Shot clock to 10. To Willis, right of circle, guarded by Allen. Works off of a pick. Now redirections to the right. Down the right side, forcing one up. That one too strong. Kilburn with the rebound in traffic. And ahead comes Stevie Stinchcomb. Stinchcomb, left wing. Now bounces left side of the lane. Kilburn drawing a double team. Passes over the defense into the right corner to Hawk. Now back to Kilburn in the left corner. To Stinchcomb, a head fake. And an open look for Kilburn, left corner, three! Back-to-back three bombs for Southeastern, and it's a quick 6-0 run to begin the second. 22-16 now our score. It's Cardenas with the basketball to Willis. Attacking from the right corner, back to Cardenas in that right corner, now into the lane. Euro step, somehow draws a foul, and the basket will count for Natalie Cardenas.
I don't know how she got that up.
So it was great ball movement on that last possession for Southeastern to get the Kilburn three, but unable to keep it going on the defensive end. Some changes. Abby Barr seeing her first action since being on the road when she injured her shoulder. That injury took place, by the way, in the game in practice, actually, when they were on the road to Southern Arkansas. It happened the day of practice between the Monticello and, or excuse me, the practice going into the Monticello game. They're having a discussion here.
A long delay, the official at the scores table. I'm not sure what they're talking about.
Now they finally, I think, have it figured out, if you can believe that. Cardenas at the line. For the season, a 78% free throw shooter. She completes the three-point play. It's now 22-19. Some changes here, as you mentioned. Barr on the floor for Southeastern. And here's Warden with the basketball. Warden down the right side of the lane, works past Lewis to the rim and in. Kinsley Warden's first points of the second, and she's got 8 now. Go along with 4 rebounds. 24-19. Lewis attacking from the right side of the floor. Gives to Cardenas. Just receive action back and forth. Give to Huggins. Finds a little crease to Bassan in the left corner. 3 on the way. That one short. Stinchcomb with the rebound. Stinchcomb at the left half of the floor. Stinchcomb into the lane. No one down to help. And so she'll backpedal out. Set it up in the half court. Bouncing to Kilburn. Left side of the lane. 10 feet extended now all the way down into the restricted area. Blocked from behind, a miss. How's there not a foul on Fairless over the back there?
Her hands were like at a 45-degree angle.
So Warden will inbound here, baseline left. As Marley Raby checks in for Henderson, as Warden gets loose in the lane.
Be a foul.
And no foul call on Cardenas. Doesn't matter because Warden finishes at the rim. And Warden now adding to her point total. She's got 10. 26-19. Raby gave it up to Cardenas. Asked for it back in the right corner. Back out to Cardenas. Guarded by Abby Barr. Barr giving some slack here. Cardenas works into the lane, has the height advantage. Goes up, leaves it short. Rebound by Espinosa. Outlet right side to Stinchcomb on the move. Finds a trailing Espinosa, 3 in transition, and she traveled anyway. Little stutter step on the part of Espinosa. Southeastern leading 26-19, 6:06 to go in the second. As Cardenas finds Raby off the right side. Now they'll work the left half of the floor. Samples. Feeds Grayson. Fairless. Well extended. Barr reaches in, pokes it loose. Fairless regains control. Finds a cutting Raby. Ball still loose. And Stinchcomb comes away with a steal. That was all initiated by Abby Barr, just poking in and popping the ball loose.
I think she lost it twice.
Kilburn with the basketball. Give to Warden. Knocks down the right side of the lane. That time draws a foul. And to the line she'll go, shooting 2. You good with that foul call? We'll tell you in all my time.
Well, it's only the third foul against Henderson in 14 and a half minutes.
Brooklyn now checks into the game, as does Macy Willis. I've known Bob for 2 decades, and I can tell when he's into a game because he immediately gets on to the officials throughout the broadcast.
Well, I just mean it's physical. There's got to be some whistles.
I agree wholeheartedly.
I'm not saying it's.
I'm finding more entertainment in it than what you realize as Warden knocks down both.
I'm not saying it. Look, I never think that the officials cheat.
I just think they're blind. Is that fair? As Warden knocks down both, Storm back up and up by 9, their largest advantage of the game. Lewis, they're going to bail her out with a foul there.
It's not a shooting foul.
It is not. It is just the second team foul. As Hallie Hyatt checks into the game, gives Stinchcomb a breather. As here's the inbound Cardenas from the high school three-point strike, knocks down the 17-footer.
Yeah, but it only counts for 2.
Yeah. We're playing in the high school gym. They have the inside the paint of the high school art darkened, kind of an ash color. As here is Warden for a long-range shoot. That one to miss. Howell with the rebound. Outlet left side, Bassan. Bassan comes back, top of the key. Gives to Cardenas. And now to Lewis off the left wing. Now to Willis. Willis knifing right to left. Kick out Lewis again. Lewis to Willis off the left wing, attacking. Hesitates. Moves back to the left. Lewis, shot clock to 9. Lewis now dancing with the basketball. Back between the 2 circles. Looking for something to develop. Goes to Cardenas, still on the shot clock. Drains a right wing 3. With a shot clock dwindling, Cardenas connects, and it's a 4-point game. After the Storm were up by 9 just a couple of possessions ago. Warden working baseline right. Out to Hallie Hyatt. Now to Abby Barr. Barr to Espinosa. Into Kilburn. Working against Howe into the lane to Barr to Warden. Right wing, shot clock to 10. Now Espinosa isolated one-on-one, trying to feed Warden. Pass leads her too far into the baseline. Takes us to the media timeout. Southeastern 28, Henderson State 24. 4:07 to go in the half. Savage Storm women's basketball continues in a moment. The Southeastern Sports Network.
If college is in your future, then scholarship applications should be too. Visit ChutaFoundation.com for dozens of scholarship opportunities. Whether you're a high school senior or pursuing a doctorate-level degree, Choctaw Tribal members will find competitive scholarships for every level of education. Applications are currently open and will close on March 31st. For more information, please visit the scholarship page at ChutaFoundation.com. That's CHAHTA Foundation.com.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious. With multiple engine options and impressive towing, while Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability. Nice. Making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. See your Texoma Chevy dealers.
Oklahoma halftime show. If you're looking for something different, something new, a new career, visit careers.choctawnation.com. Jay Lindley alongside Bob Sullins on the Southeastern Sports Network. Quarterfinal round of the Great American Conference Women's Basketball Championships, the 4-5 seed game. As Henderson trailing by 4, but in a bit of a run, a 5-0 run to be exact. Willis with the basketball into the lane, little running floater is a miss, gets her own rebound. Second effort, takes a tumble, throws up a shot, and she'll go to the line shooting 2 as Stevie Stinchcomb. You have something on your mind. Is it FCC appropriate?
Well, she just threw it at the basket.
I agree.
I mean, it wasn't even a shot attempt. It was just a wild throw at the basket and gets bailed out.
Willis hits the first of 2.
I mean, at least make it be a legitimate field goal attempt.
Willis lining up the second, and this one is good as well. Storm, they led to 19. It's now 28-26. Hawk with a kick pass to Stinchcomb. Back up top to Barr. And now Hawk operating from the left wing. Bouncing to Kilburn. One-on-one into the lane. Draws all sorts of attention. Out to Stinchcomb. Back to Kilburn up top. Stinchcomb sidesteps the defender, gets to the rim and scores. Wow. Willis up to defend, but she couldn't really make a physical move. And that was some great body control on the part of Tori Kilburn to get to the rim and score.
And footwork.
With the basketball again, it's Willis down the left side. It's a miss. And Abby Barr, sporting the left shoulder brace, comes down with a rebound in traffic. Brings it up the left half of the floor. Bouncing down left side to Warden.
Foul.
Warden out to Barr. Barr now into the lane. Barr being guarded by Cardenas. There's a rebound that's loose. Hawk unable to come up with it.
Lewis put two hands on her shoulder and just shoved her. How is that not a foul?
Yeah, I thought Cardenas could have been called for a foul there.
Was she? Yeah, on the rebound.
So Bassan will bring it up center court. Crosses midcourt with 24 on the shot clock. Bassan now just right of circle. Moves it back to Cardenas. Back to Bassan. And now Cardenas, who's had a hot first half, and that half continues. She's got 13 with a high arcing three that cuts it to a 1-point lead for Southeastern. Warden down low through a ton of contact, no whistle, as Coach Darren Grover can't believe the non-call there. Especially whenever these calls have been coming at the other end. I completely understand. Here's Lewis with the basketball. Right of circle. Lewis loses it.
That's double dribble.
And as you said, double dribble. She lost it right in front of
Nobody
the
touched it.
And Warden comes up with a rebound. Eversole across midcourt, bounces down low to Kilburn. Through traffic, spilled out onto the ground, and no foul call there. As Bassan with the basketball finds Fairless. Fairless trying to find position, goes up, misses at the rim. And the rebound brought underneath by Allen. So a minute and a half remaining here in this first half. 1 point Southeastern lead. The Savage Storm have not been rewarded for working inside here the last couple of possessions, to say the least. Here's Warden from the left side out to Eversole. They're stacked to the right half of the floor. Now Warden with it off the right wing. Shot clock to 5. Warden in the lane. Pull up from 10. That's a miss. And a rebound, Cardenas. Closing in on the minute to go. Bouncing ahead to Bassan. To Fairless. Can't handle the pass. It's loose. There's a scrum for it out up top. It comes bouncing out into the hands of Cardenas. Now Cardenas down, up and under move, and she connects. Henderson has taken the lead. Henderson has entered a 9-0 run with a 12-0 run. And now here is Kilburn drawing the double team to Allen. Pass swatted by Cardenas to Eversole. Right wing three, that one won't go. Hawk with the rebound, give to Warden, can't connect. Kilburn goes up and scores, and a chance at a three-point play. It only took her getting fouled 5 times to get a whistle, but she finally gets one, and she connects at the rim. Kilburn adjusting the face mask.
Got knocked askew.
As Kilburn goes to the line here. And she connects, and Southeastern has taken the lead back.
You know, the way they call all the games in this tournament, you don't ever have to worry about anybody getting in foul trouble. That's 4 fouls on the whole team and a half.
Not the same for Southeastern. Southeastern, that so far in this first half, 7 fouls to Henderson's 4. Cardenas with the basketball. Passes into the corner, wide open as Samples at the buzzer. She connects, and Henderson's going to take a 1-point lead in at the 34-33. It is the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma halftime show. We'll see if they may take a look at that one. We'll find out here in a moment. Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma halftime show gets underway after this on the Southeastern Sports Network.
Shamrock Bank proudly partners with Southeastern Oklahoma State University in promoting academic programs that lead to growth and career opportunities. Many of Shamrock Bank's employee owners are Southeastern alumni. Our roots and our future are in Southern Oklahoma. At Shamrock Bank, you're more than a customer, we're more than a bank. Shamrock Bank, member FDIC.
50 years ago, phones worked by turning a crank to generate electrical current. Cherokee Communications found one of these phones at Lake Texoma, dropped in the water to electrocute fish to the surface. Fishermen, don't drop your phone in the water. What worked back then is now impossible and probably very, very illegal. Cherokee Communications. We can't catch fish for you, but we can save you boatloads on TV, internet, and phone.
Shamrock Bank proudly partners with Southeastern Oklahoma State University in promoting academic programs that lead to growth and career opportunities. Many of Shamrock Bank's employee owners are Southeastern alumni. Our roots and our future are in Southern Oklahoma. At Shamrock Bank, you're more than a customer, we're more than a bank. Shamrock Bank, member FDIC.
It's time for the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma halftime show on the Southeastern Sports Network.
Southeastern Oklahoma State finding themselves down by a point at the halftime break as Raleigh Samples with a left corner three to give her team the advantage, but it was a late second quarter push by the Rays. The Storm were up by 9 at one point. They were up 28-19. So if you do the math on that, they've been outscored 15-4 over the final 5 minutes of that first half. Jay Lindley alongside Bob Sullins. Of course, earlier today, men's basketball action. Southeastern men falling, their season coming to a close as they fall in this one by a final of 77-59. The final score in that contest against the third seed Harding, and it sets up the men's championship semifinals as the top 4 seeds all making it in to the semifinals. The top seed, of course, being Oklahoma Baptist. As Harding today, 4 players in double figures for Southeastern. The one lone performer in double figures, that being Ethan Wilkerson. Wilkerson finishing with 26 points today. In other action, taking a look at the women's bracket that is not quite yet set. Of course, played yesterday. It was the top seed Harding who awaits the winner of this game right here between Southeastern and Henderson State. Harding winning 67-59 as Harding was able to pull away. They got off to the fast start. It was 18-9 at the end of the first quarter. Everything tightened up thereafter, but they would outscore Southern Ass 21-18 in the fourth and eventually win 67-59, and they did it behind Josie Williams, the junior, who had 20 points in the game off of 6 of 12 shooting from the field. Probably the most exciting game of the tournament thus far, men or women, Bob, would be the East Central Northwestern women's game. The men's games all turned out to be double-digit victories for the higher seed. Northwestern as the 2 seed taking on East Central. It was a game that was tied with just 9 seconds to go, but a turnover followed up by a subsequent foul with just 1.2 seconds remaining would send Samaya Adigan, the junior for Northwestern Oklahoma State, would send her to the free throw line, and she would knock down 1 of 2 and would finish up with 10 points. And here's the stat line. The funny thing about Northwestern yesterday, Bob, how many players did they play yesterday?
6.
That's it. 6 players, the whole rotation yesterday, as Kennedy Hyatt, Samaya Adigan, Catton Graham, and Kyra Bass all played 40 minutes. They never left the floor at all in that game yesterday. They win 66-55. They will take on the winner of the last game of the day here in Fort Smith, which is coming up after this, as Arkansas Tech, who at one point had a chance to be your regular season conference champs. They have, of course, dropped in a bit of a skid, and of course included a loss to Southeastern, losing 4 in a row, headed in to the tournament. They will take on a Ouachita Baptist team that is much, much improved this season under their first-year head coach. Coming up, we'll take a look at the halftime numbers. They're brought to you by our friends at your local Texoma Chevy dealers. It's on the way after this. This is the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma halftime show. We're at the break Henderson State 34, Southeastern 33. This is Southeastern Women's Basketball on the Southeastern Sports Network.
When I share my story, it's about more than building an inspirational space for artists. I represent the creative spirit of the nation, the Choctaw Nation.
I am our past.
I am our present. I am our future.
I am all of us. When we share, we become one.
Because our stories make us more.
Stories keep our culture alive.
See them and share them at togetherwe'remore.com.
We're down to the final seconds. The cooler's empty. The crowd's thirsty. Who's going to make the winning play? And it's the wine cellar with the clutch shot. Ice cold game day beer, craft brews, nothing but the bottom of the net, and premium spirits, smoother than Radio Road. Now that's another win for your taste buds, folks. The Wine Cellar Liquor Store, Radio Road in Durant, a proud sponsor of the Southeastern Sports Network.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious. With multiple engine options and impressive towing, well, Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability.
Nice.
Making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you.
See your Texoma Chevy dealers.
When love and luck are in the air, the extraordinary is never far behind. Like a chance to win your share of $2.2 million during the Lucky in Love giveaway at Choctaw Casino and Resort Durant. Play with your Choctaw Rewards Club card beginning February 1st to start earning entries. It's the $2.2 million Lucky in Love giveaway. Fridays and Saturdays in February and March. Only at Choctaw Casino and Resort Durant. Get away to it all.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind? Blue River Valley Winery is the place to be, with breathtaking views, amazing food, and unforgettable wine. It's the perfect escape, whether you're planning a wedding, a family gathering, or just a peaceful afternoon. We've got something special for you. Come visit us at Blue River Valley Winery, located on Sawmill Road in Caddo. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Blue River Valley Winery.
Your neighborhood Applebee's is taking you to the Big Easy with big flavor that's easy to love. Try the new Bayou Shrimp Bowl with blackened shrimp in a bowl of Spanish rice with garlicky green beans and sauteed bell peppers and onions. Or wrap your hands around the new Big Easy Burger featuring a beef burger stacked high with pepper jack cheese and grilled andouille sausage. Hurry in because it's only for a limited time at your neighborhood Applebee's of Durant, 1001 West Side Drive. Open till midnight Sunday through Thursday and open till 1 a.m. Fridays and Saturdays.
The Hawk now back to Kilburn in the left corner. To Stinchcomb, a head fake. And an open look for Kilburn, left corner, 3! Back-to-back 3 bombs for Southeastern. It's a quick 6-0 run to begin the second. Unfortunately, that run would not continue. Matter of fact, it would actually end up the opposite. Henderson State closing out the quarter on a big run in a game that so far has featured 4 ties and 6 lead changes. Jay Lindley alongside Bob Sullins, 34-33 our score. Henderson State in front here at the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma halftime show.
You know what's most obvious after the first half? These two teams are pretty even.
Yeah, I mean, and it's kind of funny because both won in blowout fashion at home. If you look at the numbers, brought to you by your local Texoma Chevy dealers.
Well, those cancel out. We're on a neutral field.
I know, and with that, the first half, Southeastern shoots 36% from the field. They were 13 of 36. Henderson State, 35% from the field. They were 11 of 31. Here's the difference. Henderson State, you mentioned, Bob, best three-point shooting team in the GAC. Well, they went 6 of 14 from beyond the arc at 43%. Southeastern went just 3 of 9 from beyond the arc. In addition to that, somehow Henderson, despite the fact shooting 14 threes, got to the free throw line more. They shot 7 free throws in that first half, went 6 of 7. Savage Storm were 4 of 4 from the line as Bob does some interesting sign language to the stat program that we are looking at here. In addition to that, rebounding dead even, a dead heat, 22-21. Henderson State with that advantage. as Southeastern 4 offensive rebounds leading to 5 second chance points. Henderson 3 offensive rebounds leading to 2 second chance points. And again, this is where I go back to my complaint. Points in the paint, 16-8 in Southeastern's advantage, yet Henderson has shot more free throws. Again, it is statistically impossible for that to happen.
Well, I kept track. Tori Kilburn got fouled 10 times. How many free throws did she shoot?
2. Southeastern as a whole shot 4. So I don't get it. I mean,
they didn't call him.
Apparently not. Natalie Cardenas is having a big game. Cardenas, the first-team all-conference performer who over her last 5 has been averaging nearly 17 points per game, averaged 18 a game for the season. She's already got 15 points here at the halftime break, including 6 of 9 from the field and 2 of 3 from beyond the arc. Whereas the 1-2 punch of Kilburn and Warden. Kilburn 16 points, but 6 of 14 shooting. And again, some of those shot attempts wouldn't be attempts because she would be getting to the free throw line, shooting free throws. She was 2 of 3 from beyond the arc, had a team best 6 rebounds, and Kinsley Warden 12 points off of 5 of 14 shooting from the field. And much like Kilburn, a lot of her work on the inside. You wouldn't have had those shot attempts. They would be free throw attempts instead.
But here's the crazy stat at halftime. Kilburn has 14 field goal attempts, so does Warden. Nobody else has more than 3, and that's Akira Hawk. Nobody other than Akira has more than 1 field goal attempt. How many players played? 10? 9? So 6 of them have 1 field goal attempt. It's a two-woman game.
It's been that way, at least scoring-wise, but Southeastern will have to find some other participants here in the backstretch for sure. They trail here at the break. 34-33. We'll be interested to see how things get called in the second half. We wrap up the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma halftime show. We get set for the second half after this on the Southeastern Sports Network.
45% of people put off buying life insurance, according to industry research. Insuring yourself and your family can help you be more prepared in the event of an illness or a tragic accident. Call your local Farmers agent Al Olson and discover coverage options that you can tailor to your priorities and budget. To learn more about your covered options, call Al Olson at 580-924-3898.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Life insurance issued by Farmers New World Life Insurance Company, Bellevue, Washington. Industry research conducted by Lima, and Life Happens in 2021.
Durant Lumber Company, your only locally home-owned lumber and true value hardware store at 115 South 3rd Street, has been a supporter of our community's local schools and athletes for over 100 years. You know Durant Lumber for all of their high-quality building materials. Now, get to know Durant Lumber for all of your game day needs with Traeger grills, wood pellets, outdoor furniture, and more. Durant Lumber, in the heart of downtown Durant. Quality products, competitive prices. Durant Lumber Company. Behind every project is a true value.
Steubenville Chevrolet in Durant is proud to support Savage Storm Athletics. And with the same pride, resilience, and strength as Savage Storm fans, Steubenville Chevrolet is proud to be Durant Chevy dealer. When you need a new car, truck, or SUV, the Steubenville team is ready to find your perfect tailgate vehicle. No need to leave town to find what you want. Stay local, buy your Chevrolet the Steubenville way, and go Savage Storm.
Welcome back, everyone. Jay Lindley alongside Bob Sullins, wrapping up the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma halftime show. The first half in the books, and for Southeastern, I mean, it's a dead heat game. You know, the one interesting thing, Bob, you go and you look and you go, team has gone 13-3 over their last 16 games. Their only losses, by the way, coming to the 3 higher seeds in this tournament.
On the road.
Yes, on the road. They
beat 2 of them at home.
The thing that you look at, or at least I do, is you would think, oh, well, they've just been coming out of the gate. They've actually trailed at the end of the first quarter on 6 of the 13 wins. Wow. So it's not been
half of them.
Yeah, I mean, so it's not like everybody's sitting here maybe and going, oh, well, we're in trouble. It's actually kind of been the way things have played out here for the ladies over the last month and a half. Final thoughts, what needs to happen for Southeastern here in this second half, Bob?
I think they played pretty good. I mean, Henderson ended up making, as you said, 6 of 14 threes. So maybe they won't make that many this half, that percentage. But I think everything worked pretty good. I think if you could talk to Coach Grover, you go, well, we follow our game plan, and it worked out pretty good. They just made some shots. And they shot more free throws.
Yes. Which no way, shape, form, or fashion should have happened. So the second half is here, and Coach Grover trotting out his original starting five of Stinchcomb, Allen, Warden, Kilburn, and Espinosa, as Coach Thomas in Henderson State goes with her original starting five of Bassan, Huggins, Samples, Fairless, and Cardenas. As Kilburn takes the initial feed, high post left, now hemmed up, down to Warden. Warden into the lane, up top to Stinchcomb, to Allen, to Espinosa, right corner three, and she connects. So Espinosa on the three-pointer from the corner, just a 4 3-point make of the game for Southeastern. But they lead. Samples down low, right side, goes up and scores, and we're tied again. 36 all here in Fort Smith. Stinchcomb across midcourt. Southeastern in the road, royal blue jerseys, yellow gold numerals and lettering, and Espinosa another three. That one a miss, but a long rebound out to Kilburn. Finds Allen, sidesteps the defender, gets to the glass, can't score. Rebound off the backside by Samples. And Henderson moves right to left in front of us, as we're actually opposite of the scorer's table. So the Grizzly head that makes up the center portion of the court, the center court logo, we're looking at it upside down as Cardenas down the right side draws a foul and scores. And Cardenas now with 17 points on the evening. So Cardenas goes to the line here.
Stinchcomb just picked up her third.
That could be problematic. Chloe Eversole will check into the game in her absence as Cardenas knocking down that one. Eversole up the left half of the floor with a little bit of pace to the left wing. Bassan out to defend. To Warden. Down the right side of the lane, gets to the rim. Samples not called for a foul. Wow. Bassan now up center court. Out to Huggins. Huggins to Cardenas. Out to Samples, right of circle three. That one a miss, but the long rebound goes to Huggins just below or beyond the three-point stripe. Bassan down the right side with a give to Huggins. Works right past Allen to the rim and in. So Huggins with that basket has 6 points on the evening. And it's 41-36. And a timeout taken here by Southeastern. No motion as to whether or not it is a 60. It is, as they are seated, and we'll take it with them. 8:08 to go here in the third. Back after this on the Southeastern Sports Network.
Stuyvesant Chevrolet in Durant is proud to support Savage Storm Athletics. And with the same pride, resilience, and strength that Savage Storm fans, Stuyvesant Chevrolet is proud to be Durant Chevy dealer. When you need a new car, truck, or SUV, the Stuyvesant team is ready to find your perfect tailgate vehicle. No need to leave town to find what you want. Stay local, buy your Chevrolet the Stuyvesant way, and go Savage Storm.
Craving bold flavors and good vibes? Come on down to El Caporal Mexican Restaurant and Bar, your local fiesta headquarters. Sizzle your taste buds with Tex-Mex favorites, fresh seafood dishes, and don't forget their legendary top-shelf margaritas. Shaken, stirred, and always served with a smile. Whether it's date night, family night, or Margarita Monday, El Caporal is the place to be. El Caporal, where every night feels like a fiesta. Visit today. Taste the tradition, stay for the fun.
Welcome back, everyone. Fort Smith, Arkansas. Hello to Kevin Farr. Yes, sir, he is. Jay Lindley alongside Bob Sullins on the Southeastern Sports Network. And Cobain Reed back, our in-studio producer. It is Kilburn, Eversole, Warden, as well as Espinosa and Katie Allen on the floor. Warden sees a crease down the right side, through contact, and scores. Again, basket for Warden should have been an and one. But they're not getting any calls to spot driving. As here's Samples down the right side, scoop shot off the deck, and it's good. So they go tit for tat, and neither team gains an advantage. As Eversole over the right wing. Southeastern using the right half of the floor here in front of us. Kilburn on the drive, draws two defenders. Kick out to Eversole, just right of circle. Bouncing back to Kilburn, right side of the lane, walled off by Fairless. Out to Eversole, right wing three. And that shot a miss. Rebound by Samples to Bassan up the right side. Now center court. Moves it to Huggins, ring three. That one too strong. Rebound poked out by Fairless. Gets away out of bounds. And Southeastern will have it. Length of the floor to go. Couple of changes. Stevie Stinchcomb coming back into the game, as does Akira Hawk.
Barr.
Abby Barr, and that leaves just Kilburn and Warden on the floor.
And they never leave.
No.
They both played 20 minutes in the first half.
Stinchcomb, high post left to Kilburn. Kilburn into the body of Fairless, works back to the right and scores. That way, Kilburn again taking just body bumps along the way, but still able to muscle her way through for the basket. And it is 43-40. Huggins to Cardenas, who's been electric, right to left. High off the glass and in. Just flung one up, and that one had the English. It hit above the square and fell softly through the hoop. Wow. Stinchcomb to Barr up top, moves it right side to Warden. Southeastern working the right half of the floor here in front of us in Fort Smith. Warden, this time a foul on Jayla Lewis, and Warden will go to the line. So Warden to the free throw strike. Outstanding free throw shooter for her career. And she hits the first of two. That's another one coming here, just trying to keep pace with Henderson right now. Henderson had a 1-point lead at the halftime break. And after that make by Warden, they're up by 3, 6:26 to go here in the third.
Which is kind of amazing. They made 5 of 7 field goals.
Samples with the basketball. Lewis up top to Huggins. Huggins sees a crease all the way down. Kick into the left corner to Samples. And they have to retreat back out. Lewis finds Huggins, left wing three. It's online and it's good. Huggins Cadets. So Huggins starting to heat it up here in the second half. 5 of her 9 have come here in this third quarter. Stinchcomb with the basketball. Bounces right side to Kilburn into a double team. Back out Stinchcomb. Inside the right arc, and a pull-up jumper from 15 made by the senior Stevie Stinchcomb. It's her first field goal make of the game on only her second attempt. Huggins to Samples, the sophomore. Back right side to Lewis at the top of the key. Finds Huggins. Huggins along the baseline. Passes over the defense. Offensive foul taken, Abby Barr.
That's her specialty.
So Barr takes the offensive foul. And Southeastern with a chance here to cut into this 4-point lead that Henderson has. Stinchcomb with the basketball. To Hawk down in the right corner. Foot on the three-point stripe. She goes to work against Cardenas. Out to Warden. Round the arc, left side, Kilburn. Kilburn to the left elbow to Stinchcomb. 3 on the way, won't go, in and out. Rebound loose underneath. Kilburn has it. Timeout taken, Southeastern. I'm not sure she had it long enough, but Darren Grover burned the timeout, and Southeastern will have possession of the basketball here with 5:06 to go. And with that being a 60-second timeout, we'll come back in a moment. Savage Storm Women's Basketball continues after this on the Southeastern Sports Network.
When love and luck are in the air, the extraordinary is never far behind. Like a chance to win your share of $2.2 million during the Lucky in Love giveaway at Choctaw Casino and Resort Durant. Play with your Choctaw Rewards Club card beginning February 1st to start earning entries. It's the $2.2 million Lucky in Love giveaway. Fridays and Saturdays in February and March. Only at Choctaw Casino and Resort Durant. Get away to it all.
Sparlin Realty is dedicated to achieving your goals and will always do what's in your best interest. For residential and commercial properties, farm, ranch, and land purchases, you'll feel good about your choice of Sparlin Realty.
At Sparlin Realty, there's nothing more gratifying than achieving your goals and earning your trust along the way.
Whether you're selling your property or buying your dream home, it would be our privilege to assist you. Please call us today at 580-745-1055
or SparlinRealty.com.
Southeastern Oklahoma State with the basketball. Well-timed timeout by Coach Darren Grover, but it leaves the Savage Storm with only 2 timeouts remaining the rest of the way. The possession arrow, by the way, is in favor of Henderson had that tie ball been called. Here's Stinchcomb. He to maximize this possession, down by 4 in the third. Hawk in the corner, lob to Kilburn, right side of the lane, draws 2 defenders, kick out to Barr off the right wing. Shot clock to 5, Barr in the lane, turnaround jumper, rattles around and in. Much needed shot, especially after burning the timeout. You want to maximize that, and the Storm do. They score on that possession. Down by 2 now. Samples. Weaving across the lane, gives to Cardenas, now to Lewis. Lewis in the heart of the lane, finds Cardenas out in the right corner. Had Barr out there chasing for a moment. Huggins down the left side, walled off by Kilburn and Barr. Back to Fairless. Shot clock to 6. Cardenas, long range, right wing bomb. That one a miss. Rebound deflected into the air by Warden and Samples. And it's Abby Barr that comes up with it out just inside the right arc. Barr playing point guard now. Picks it up. Finds Stinchcomb down in the right corner. Up top to Hawk, around to Barr. Extra pass finds Warden as they'll go back up top to Abby Barr. Shot clock whittling down to 10. Inside to Kilburn. Turnaround jumper over the top of Fairless. Too strong. Hawk can't poke out the rebound. And it's Samples that comes up with it for Henderson. Huggins with the basketball. Finds Lewis, top of the key. Sees a crease down the left side all the way in. And she misses at the rim. Defended by Barr. Hawk with the rebound. Stinchcomb ahead. Finds Warden. Pull up from 10. Knocks it down. Kinsley Warden stepping into a shot in transition. And we're tied 48-all as Warden now setting with 18 points on the afternoon. Cardenas up and under move. And she scores. Now she has 22. And Henderson is back in front by a couple. Warden already in the offensive set. Stinchcomb to Barr. Right wing. Feeds it down to Kilburn on the right block. Kilburn, skip pass to Hawk. No look to Stinchcomb. Left wing 3, in and out. And the rebound by Huggins. That one just a tad bit flat would have given Southeastern their first lead here late in this third quarter. First lead of the second half, I should say. But Huggins into the lane. She scores. So we have a timeout here by Henderson State. We'll go ahead and leave it right here. Remind you, our friends, Choctaw Casino Resort Durant. They've just had one of those Lucky in Love drawings. Those taking place on the hour, every hour, and will add up all the way until 1 a.m. They'll do it again tomorrow night. It is the Lucky in Love giveaway. Your chance to win your share of $2.2 million. Fridays and Saturdays. It started in February. Will go throughout the month of March. And in order to play, just go to the Rewards Club. Ask how you need to earn entries to win your share of $2.2 million.
The problem this quarter, it's all defense. They're giving up weight. There's too many mistakes on defense. Something Henderson's doing is fooling them. They're 8 of 12, but they're shooting layups.
Yeah, everything they're getting is at the rim. And you see a lot of times the secondary defender getting caught off into no man's land. I've seen that a couple of times. As Henderson up by 4. Chloe Eversole back into the game. Abby Barr getting a breather. It's Stinchcomb, Warden, Eversole, along with Katie Allen and Akira Hawk. So really kind of a 4-guard set here for Coach Darren Grover. Warden isolated down the right side, now picked up by Lewis, out to Stinchcomb, back now to Warden. Around the arc left Hawk, 10 on the shot clock, drives all the way in, goes in too strong, misses. Warden, rebound, and finally called for a foul as Cardenas, I believe. It should be. And while she's at it, she should give Kinsley Warden her right arm back. So here, borrowed that from you. You can have that back now. Warden at the line, shooting 2. As Warden connects. Warden finished up the season as the 8th best statistical free throw shooter in the league at 83%, leading her team in that category, and she hits both here. It is Bassan across midcourt, 52-50, and we have a whistle away, and what is the whistle on? On Stevie Stinchcomb. So Stinchcomb just picked up her 4th personal foul. So Tori Kilburn will check into the lineup here.
She has 4 personal fouls. Henderson has 7 total fouls on the whole team.
Cardenas with the basketball. Moves it right side to Huggins. Bounces to Grayson Fairless, right side of the lane. And a pull-through move to the left side, work past Kilburn, and she's able to score with a tap off the glass. It's 54-50. Under 2 to go here in the third. Eversole with the basketball off the right wing. Passing up top to Allen, around left side to Warden. Warden backpedaling out here. Long range 2, that one a miss, maybe an ill-advised shot. Fairless with the rebound. Allen left side, Cardenas. Inside the arc now, down the right side of the lane. Didn't get rewarded a foul call there. Whistle not being had, and it's Warden that comes up with the rebound. Warden gave it up, gets it back now into the lane. On 2 defenders, double move back to the left, and she scores. Points in the paint for Kinsley Warden. Lewis shows a 3, she traveled. Got a little hop step, and with that, will give Southeastern a chance to tie or take the lead.
Well, for transparency's sake, that was a foul on Cardenas that they didn't call on the other end, too.
So across midcourt is Eversole. Has Warden, Hawk, Kilburn, who has it now, just beyond the left wing. To Warden now at the left elbow. After a little drive, now Warden. Samples out, trying to defend. Shot clock to 10, 50 seconds on the third quarter game clock. Hawk into the lane, turnaround jumper is good. Over the top of Brinley Huggins. We're tied 54 all. Bassan across midcourt. The Samples up top to Huggins. About a 12-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Somehow Cardenas wide open. Left corner 3. That's a miss. Huggins with the rebound to Samples. Left of circle 3. That one's a miss. Eversole with the rebound and a chance for Southeastern to take the final shot of the quarter. Henderson did as such at the end of the first half. They hit a 3 to take a 1-point halftime lead. This game tied down to 8 seconds. Eversole off the left wing. Looking, 3 seconds. And the ball is kicked, and that was just held on to way too long. So now Eversole will inbound baseline left, and you really don't have much time to do anything. 2.5 seconds to go here. Eversole inbound to Warden. Warden goes up in the lane, gets the shot to go. A buzzer beater through contact, and the Storm lead by 2 as we head to the fourth. Southeastern Oklahoma State women's basketball continues in a moment on the Southeastern Sports Network.
Protection,
reassurance,
compensation,
all describe what insurance is designed to provide.
However, with catastrophic loss, such as an auto accident, wrongful death, or house fire, the insurance company can be a confusing and daunting entity.
If you have suffered from an injury or loss, the Burridge Law Firm can help. We know how frustrating it can be to deal with insurance companies and medical providers.
Large enough to provide a wealth of experience, yet small enough to focus on each client, Burridge Law Firm is here to serve your legal needs with dedication and diligence.
Athletic injuries are essentially orthopedic injuries with sports-specific components. At Excel Therapy, our goal is for the athlete to return to the sport quickly. Excel Therapy can assist in speeding up recovery following surgery by improving range of motion, strength, and flexibility. At Excel Therapy, we excel at sports medicine. We excel at physical therapy. We excel at helping you excel. With clinics in Ardmore and Durant, our team excels at orthopedic injury recovery and sports medicine. Find us at exceltherapyok.com.
Welcome back, everyone. Southeastern Oklahoma State women trying to win the opening round matchup against Henderson State.
You know, it's crazy. Everything that went on in that third quarter, Southeastern outscored Henderson 23-20.
And it was an ebb and flow third quarter. Southeastern trying to pick up what would be only the 5th win ever for the 5 seed. The 5 seed record at the GAC tournament, 4-15. Henderson with the ball to begin this fourth. It's Cardenas, Bassan, Fairless, Huggins, and Samples. Cardenas driving in, misses. Fairless, automatic on the rebound, has it on the right block. Up top, wide open. Samples steps into a three. That one a miss. Rebound tipped around. Warden secures it.
You know, I think they reset the shot clock that time. That shot never hit the rim.
Warden with her 8th rebound of the game. Closing in on a double-double. She's got a game best 24 points. Cardenas with 22 for the Reddies. As Cardenas kicks the ball there. And into the game comes Abby Barr. Barr, who missed basically the back half of the season due to that shoulder injury. Matter of fact, was initially ruled that she was out for the year. Popped back up on the sidelines in a uniform on Saturday. Here's Warden, turnaround jumper in the lane, and Kinsley Warden connects. Kinsley with 26 now. She loves playing in Fort Smith. Had a heck of a tournament last season. Here's Huggins to Bassan. Back out, right side. And Cardenas mishandles it. Samples was right there to pick it up. Slings it to Cardenas. And Cardenas now with a head of steam. Kicks to the right side to Bassan. Shot clock to 7. Bassan down low to Fairless. Broken up by Akira Hawk. And it's Abby Barr that comes away with the steal. Credit Akira Hawk for getting wide, Bob. She didn't even see that ball. She just raced to Fairless with arms out. And like an octopus, one of those tentacles got a hold of it. As here is Kilburn out up top to Barr. Barr jab stepping to the left now. Down the left side of the lane, back to the right half. Pull up from the free throw stripe. Abby Barr, the senior connects. So Barr into the score column with that make. And that is her 2nd of the game, and Southeastern up by 6. Down low to Samples. To Bassan in the left corner. Back right side. Here down the left half of the lane is Huggins. Goes up, and she was running into Barr, and Barr is called for a foul. So Huggins will go to the free throw line here. For the season, a 72% free throw shooter, attempted only 53 free throws all season. And that would actually be a low amongst her starters as she hits the first of 2. If you're curious, Cardenas 174 attempts coming into today. Second one on the way. This one back of the iron, no good. Race for the rebound. It's won by Willis. Willis all the way to the rim and in. So with that, it's back to a 3-point game. Coach Jill Thomas arguing for an and one on that play, and I'm not sure she's not wrong. Warden on the dribble and drive. Picked up by Lewis. Bounces out to Barr, top of the key. Barr lost it off of her shin. It's picked up by Willis. Willis back across midcourt. Reddy's moving right to left in the home white jerseys. As Cardenas moves it to Huggins. Now to Willis. Willis carried the basketball. So fortunately, the turnover by Barr not going to hurt Southeastern, at least not immediately. As Mackenzie Espinosa will give Akira Hawk a breather here. With 7:27 to go in the fourth. It's Barr, Eversole, Warden, Espinosa and Kilburn, if you're curious, know Stevie Stinchcomb right now. She's got 4 fouls. Warden takes an inlet feed right side from Eversole as Lewis fell down, and Warden turns and scores. Warden now 28 in the game.
She tried the charge.
As Willis down the right half gives to Huggins. Huggins gets loose and into the lane, and another runner for Henderson State. Huggins having a big second half. As Huggins now setting with 10 of her 14 in the second half. Kilburn top of the key 3, that one a miss. We have a foul underneath, and the foul goes on Willis, blocking out on Espinosa. I'm going to tell you right now, I think Coach Scott would have an argument. I would be going bazonkers on that. It's one thing I've never liked. The person with the height, and maybe this is me coming from a short person's perspective, the person with the height already has the advantage. You're telling me I can't block them out now? Is that what you're telling me?
Tell Shaq about it.
Yeah. Inbounding here, Abby Barr. Barr to Espinosa in the left corner. Up top to Eversole. Eversole to Kilburn. Left block out to Espinosa. Foot on the line, 2. That one a miss. Rebound by Lewis. Still loose. Lewis has it. Passes outlet right side. Cardenas back across to the near side to Samples. Bobbled it. Regains control. Top of the key. Finds Lewis. Lewis squares. Fires. Looking to tie. And she knocks it down. A top of the key 3 for Jayla Lewis. And we're tied 62 all. So after Southeastern had the little point explosion to start this quarter as Warden goes in and she can't be stopped. Lewis did all she could to keep Warden away from the basket, but she scores again and she's got 30 in the game. With the basketball, Lewis down the right side, guarded by Warden, hammered to the hardwood, now helped up. So Warden picks up what is her second personal foul. Stevie Stinchcomb with 4 fouls checks into the game. Checking in with 5:58 to go here in the fourth. Team has done well without her being out there, which says something as the senior, the constant stat filler, does all the dirty work. The 30 points in the game scored by Warden, the second time that she is, or excuse me, the third time she has gone for 30 or more points this season. Had 35 against Henderson State in the home matchup. And after those made free throws, we're tied again, 64 all. Kilburn with the basketball, left to right to the right block, and is fouled by Grayson Fairless. The clapping you hear is not a random fan walking by. That would be someone cheering from the press box. How you doing over there, Bob?
I'm fine.
Oh, no, you're looking a little red right now. You might want to check your blood pressure, buddy. Kilburn at the line. Kilburn, who has struggled from the line here the last couple of games. Remember, Saturday against Southwestern had her worst free throw shooting performance of the season. She hits the first of 2 here.
Well, she's probably tired. I mean, she literally never leaves the court.
Second one, and she drains it. So Southeastern back up by 2. Henderson with the ball. Closing in on the midpoint of the fourth quarter. Samples to Lewis. Left of circle, finds a crease inside the left arc, and we're tied again. A little running jumper from around 10 out, and we're tied 66 all. Stinchcomb with the basketball. Stinchcomb moves it to the left to Kilburn. Kilburn off the left wing. Kilburn bouncing left side to Warden. And Warden being ridden by Lewis draws the foul. That's the third team foul of the quarter against Henderson State. Inbounding here is Warden to Kilburn. Left elbow gives to Warden, knifes into the lane. She's trapped up here by Lewis, punched out to Kilburn. To Eversole, left corner 3, she traveled. So Eversole with the travel there. And Henderson with a chance to take the lead back. Lewis with the basketball. Left to right, down the right block, misses as she was being ridden by Warden, and Espinosa with the rebound. Warden really didn't do anything as far as by way of getting away with a foul. She just was on her hip. Espinosa with the basketball. Tied 66 all. Next stoppage takes us to immediate timeout. Espinosa out to Kilburn. Down low to Eversole. Bouncing out. Espinosa, top of the key. Three. Rattles around, in and out. Lewis with the rebound. Lewis at the left half of the floor. Baseball pass finds Huggins off the right wing. Now to the top of the key. Back to Lewis. Lewis to Cardenas. Back near side to Huggins. Huggins finding Lewis again. Lewis, this time down the left side, throws up a prayer of a shot and scores. She made it to the left block and shot with the right hand underneath the outstretched arms of Warden and scored. And it's 68-66. Warden trying to tie. Through contact, leaves that shot short, and the ball goes out of bounds. Southeastern will have it. 3:56 to go here in the fourth, and it's immediate timeout. Savage Short women's basketball continues in a moment on the Southeastern Sports Network.
Life is yours to spend. Spend it making more money. Spend it making more memories. Spend it learning a new skill. Spend it teaching an old trick. Spend it career climbing. Spend it mountain climbing. First United Bank. Spend life wisely.
Welcome back, everyone. Fort Smith, Arkansas, side of the Great American Conference Tournament here at Grizzlies Arena. Jay Lindley alongside Bob Sullins. Game so far, 10 ties, 10 lead changes. Kinsley Warden, the fourth 30-point game of her career, the third this season. She and Tori Kilburn have combined for 50 of their team's 66 points, but they find themselves down by 2 with 3:56 to go here. One ominous thing to point out here, Bob, in this little bit of a run that Southeastern has had, where they've won 11 of 12. The one loss was when the opponent got to 70. It happened in Alva against Northwestern as the only time during this little heater that they've been on that an opponent has crossed the 70-point threshold. We still have 3:56 to go here in the fourth. Warden to inbound, to Kilburn, to Warden. Warden hesitates, now drives, gets down to the right block, needing help. Pushes it out to Stinchcomb. Shot clock now under 10. To Hawk. To Kilburn underneath. Kilburn goes up. Shot is short. Gets her own rebound with 3 people on her and goes up again and scores. Kilburn with 22 now. And we're tied 68 all. 3:33 to go in the fourth. Lewis across midcourt. Has Samples, Huggins, Fairless on the floor along with Cardenas. Lewis almost loses it. Scoops it out to Huggins, who's had a big second half. Now Cardenas to Lewis. She'll drive baseline left, get underneath the basket. Shot might have been partially blocked there by Eversole. I think it was.
And it hit the bottom of the rim.
So Cardenas, or excuse me, not Cardenas, but Lewis got to the rim, just couldn't get the finish. Tied 68 all, now under 3 to play. Warden calls for it down low, receives it to Eversole, to Stinchcomb, to Hawk. She'll drive along the baseline, picks up the dribble. She needs help, and she tries to flush it into Kilburn. It's knocked away by Fairless, and Cardenas comes away with the steal. Lewis down low to Fairless. Fairless into the lane. Got away with a travel, gets the shot blocked by Kilburn.
What a block.
Southeastern in this game, 4 block shots. And we close in on the 2-minute mark.
Kilburn's tired.
Stinchcomb bounces right side to Warden. Warden goes up, shot goes in and out. Couldn't get that one to go down. Now Lewis across midcourt. Huggins to Lewis. Lewis between the 2 circles, drifts to the left, now under 2 to go here in the fourth. Back to the top of the key. Passes left side. Huggins, that's a 2-pointer. They're going to review it, but that has to be a 2-pointer. And they're going to review it there. And as they take the review, we'll take a quick timeout. Minute 51 to go here in the fourth. 68 all at the moment. We'll see what the ruling is after this on the Southeastern Sports Network.
Straighten your smile and save big on Invisalign. March 24th is Invisalign Day at Westside Family Dentistry. In addition to discounted Invisalign, you'll get free whitening to use during treatment and free retainers at the end of the treatment. Spots are limited and fill fast, so book your appointment today by calling 580-924-1234. That's 924-1234. Or stop by Westside Family Dentistry, Westside Drive in Durant. Get the smile you dream of. Book today for Invisalign Day, March 24th at Westside Family Dentistry.
So they roll it a 2-point basket by Huggins. And it's 70-68. Henderson stayed in front. Minute 51 to go here in the fourth.
They're still reviewing it, though.
And perhaps, I saw the official come over to the video broadcast crew. I thought he was motioning that was the call, but now, and they do flash up too, so I saw it from up here.
Well, take your pick, Kilburn or Warden. Who's it going to be?
Only one of the two. That's been the case so far today. And at some point, you got to get a call underneath. Neither of them have really gotten that. It's hard to say that. They've attempted to combine 10 free throws, but I'm telling you, they could have easily have attempted 20 in this game, especially in the first half. So it's Stinchcomb, Warden, Hawk, Kilburn, and Eversole coming out of this timeout. Every possession vital. Kilburn down low, draws the double team, finds Warden at the free throw stripe, out to Hawk. Hawk on the dribble and drive down the right side of the lane. High off the glass and in. How about the third option? Akira Hawk. And Hawk has tied this game at 70 all. Minute 26 to go. To Cardenas. Henderson State using the left half of the floor here in front of us. In a game that's tied 70 all. Huggins on the drive, right to left. Gets the shot off somehow and gets it to go. And Henderson's back up by 2. Each team with fouls to give. Warden takes it down low. Bounces out to Hawk, right of circle. 3 on line. And Akira Hawk. Back-to-back baskets. And Southeastern up by a point. 56 seconds to go. With the basketball, it's Huggins. Moves it right side to Cardenas. Cardenas knifing down the left side to the lane. That shot a miss. Kilburn with the rebound. Big opportunity here for Southeastern. Stinchcomb with the basketball. 13-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Stinchcomb ahead. And Henderson would have to foul twice in order to send Southeastern to the bonus. Southeastern will take a timeout. Savage Storm burning one of their final 2 timeouts with 31.8 seconds to play. The 30-second variety, we'll leave it right here. Storm lead 73-72 in a game that's been back and forth. 12 ties, 11 lead changes. Numbers to know, Natalie Cardenas with 22 points. She is one of 4 players in double figures for Henderson State. Brindley Huggins with 14 of her 18 points here in the second half. For Southeastern, the last 2 baskets by Akira Hawk has gotten Hawk to double figures. As Kinsley Warden with 30, Tori Kilburn with 22, and Akira Hawk with 10.
Well, the main thing, Coach Grover took the timeout. You want to get a good shot here because Henderson's going to get another possession no matter what.
Only 18 seconds on the shot clock, 31.8 to go here. Kilburn will inbound into Warden. Warden being guarded by Samples, drifts to the left wing, looking for something to develop. A 2-man game between she and Kilburn. Works off of a screen, down low, goes up, draws a foul, and Warden will go to the line, shooting 2 with 20.9 to play. And Bob Sullivans can't believe there was a foul called, and I'm not sure he thinks there was an actual foul.
I don't think it was a foul. Not the way they've called it all night.
Warden to the line. She connects. One more free throw here, but it will only be a 3-point game. the best three-point shooting team in the league. And Henderson State has 3 timeouts remaining. Warden connects. Ice running through her veins. Timeout on the floor taken by Henderson. It's a 60, so we'll take our final 30. 75-72, 20.9 to go here in the fourth. Storm in front on the Southeastern Sports Network.
We recently hung out at Taco Casa to find out how Casa fans eat their casa.
Nachos.
Nachos, just meat and cheese, just cheese?
Meat, cheese, and lettuce.
Do you put any sauce on the nachos?
No, because I'm allergic to sauce.
How many napkins do you need when you eat nachos?
None.
None? You don't? Do you just lick it off your fingers?
Yeah.
When it's real fresh, real food, and real good, there's no wrong way to eat your casa at Taco Casa, 1st Street in Durant and southbound 75 in Calera.
20.9 seconds remaining here in this fourth quarter. Jay Lindley alongside Bob Sullins. 3 players in double figures, but it's going to be defense needed here.
I think if I was Coach Thomas, I would go for the quick 2 because you know Southeastern's going to be defending the 3-point line. And then it becomes a foul game or go for a steal or something like that. But you can probably get an uncontested layup.
Here's the question for Coach Darren Grover. You have 2 fouls to give. Do you burn one of them here? Do you let it get to 15 seconds perhaps?
There's too much time left.
But you force them to reset.
Well, I know, but you might argue you could use both of them, make them shoot 2 free throws. But if there was 10 seconds left, maybe. 21 seconds is too much.
I'm just saying if it gets down to 15 seconds, something like that, you're running along the perimeter. We'll see. Cardenas will inbound near sideline. Warden guarding the inbound. Cardenas nearing 5. She throws it out. Bassan with it here. 18 seconds. Bassan to the top of the key. Bassan, right wing. She loses it. It's loose on the hardwood. Kilburn has it. Jump ball. Possession arrow in Southeastern's favor. Southeastern has it with 10.5 seconds to go here. The tied ball. Bassan just mishandled it. And then jumping in on top of it, Tori Kilburn. Eversole will get it into Warden. She'll sidestep Samples, who will foul immediately. Warden will walk the distance with a chance to not necessarily ice it, but certainly make it difficult.
Well, after seeing some of these women's games this year, like in the tournament yesterday and the game at Arkansas Tech and Oklahoma Baptist, I don't think I'm ever going to count one done.
Think about the Harding game where the 2 teams scored combined 4 times in 20 seconds, and Warden with a miss. Her first missed free throw attempt of the game.
That's the team's first miss. They were 12 for 12 before that one.
Well, of course, that was just she and Kilburn. Here's Warden trying to make it a 4-point game. She does. 76-72. Henderson burns the timeout to advance, and that will leave each team with 1 timeout remaining. Of course, coming up, maybe, we've got the Choctaw Casino Resort postgame show. Big-time acts coming to the Choctaw Grand Theater. Visit ChoctawCasinos.com/events for ticket info.
Like I said at halftime, Jay, the amazing thing about this, these 2 teams are pretty even. They really are. I actually think this might be the worst draw you could get in the first game.
Well, you heard Coach Grover in the pregame talk about running into Coach Thomas here yesterday, and both of them were like, we're the 2 hottest teams in the league, and we got to face off in the first round. And they may be on to something. Samples will inbound. Her team down by 4. Samples looking to get it into Fairless, just loses it out of bounds, and Southeastern will have it with 8.2 to play. So 2 very costly turnovers.
Just get it
in the final
inbounds.
20 seconds.
Just get it inbounds.
Eversole into Warden, and a foul on Huggins. Now a chance for Warden to go and end this game with 6.9 seconds to go. One thing about Kinsley Warden, and I get it, the all-conference honors are based on what you do throughout the season. But I'm telling you, you weren't up here last year. I was. When she's here, there's something about Fort Smith that she really likes. There's something about these lots. And she knocks that one down. Knocks down both free throws. It's a 6-point game.
Didn't she have 35 last year?
Yes. Or no, she had 30 in the game last year. That was her previous high coming into this year. This is her third 30-point-plus game of the season, fourth of her career, and she's got 35 today. Matter of fact, that ties a career high that she set earlier this season on January 31st when she scored 35 against Henderson State.
Right now, you just don't want to foul.
Well, you do have fouls to give, though.
Oh, yeah. Now you foul once, but that's it. Blue, 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 blue. That's the code.
That's where I had to remind Bob where we were at there for a moment, folks.
Well, it's blue, 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 and then no blue, no blue, no blue. They didn't work at East Central.
So Stinchcomb will guard the inbound here. Bassan, and man, two very costly turnovers by the Reddies at the end of this one. Bassan to Cardenas. Cardenas step back, left corner high, arcing three, hits the top of the backboard, and that will do it. Southeastern Oklahoma State, the 5 seed. Only the 5th win in tournament history for the 5 seed as they make it to the championship semifinals as they'll take on Harding tomorrow. Coming up, it is the Choctaw Casino Resort post-game show. Southeastern Oklahoma State, they win behind 3 players in double figures as Kinsley Warden ties her career high with 35 here tonight. It's the Choctaw Casino Resort post-game show. We fire it up next on the Southeastern Sports Network.
When love and luck are in the air, the extraordinary is never far behind. Like a chance to win your share of $2.2 million during the Lucky in Love giveaway at Choctaw Casino and Resort Durant. Play with your Choctaw Rewards Club card beginning February 1st to start earning entries. It's the $2.2 million Lucky in Love giveaway. Fridays and Saturdays in February and March. Only at Choctaw Casino and Resort Durant. Get away to it all.
Somewhere not so far away is a location waiting for memories to be made and unexpected finds and flavors to be discovered. It's no mystery. It's Durant, Oklahoma. If it's been a minute since you've last visited, you've missed out. This gym off Lake Texoma has so much to offer. There's something for every style, taste, interest, and age. Soak up every experience and take a few memories home with you. We invite you to stay, play, and enjoy right here in Durant, Oklahoma.
This is Buddy.
Hi, I'm Buddy.
If you're a Cherokee business customer, you already know Buddy, because Cherokee business customers get VIP support from people they know. If you don't have VIP support from Cherokee, you get this. Your call is very important to us. For robotic service, call the other guys. For personal VIP service, call Buddy.
Yeah, call me.
Actual humans helping local humans do business at Cherokee Communications. Long live humans. Long live local.
Are you still searching for the right job to fit your needs? Look no further. There's something for you here. Choctaw Nation has open positions in a wide range of exciting fields, including IT, gaming, healthcare, food and beverage, hospitality, security, and much more. Find your next job or even your next career today. Visit careers.choctawnation.com to browse open positions. Check out our competitive benefits packages and apply for that perfect job. Find your something here.
Every possession vital. Kilburn down low. Draws the double team. Finds Warden at the free throw stripe out to Hawk. Hawk on the dribble and drive down the right side of the lane. High off the glass and in. How about the third option? Akira Hawk. And Hawk has tied this game at 70 all. Of course, she had followed that up with a 3-point make. Well, and Akira Hawk, really the turning point in the game in the final minute.
Well, I was going to say, with a minute 53 to go, Brinley Huggins made that shot where they had to review it, see if it was a 3, but it was a 2. That put Henderson State up 70-68 with a minute 53 to go. Who's going to score? Hawk scored the next 2 baskets to put Southeastern ahead by 1 point.
The other thing that I'd like to point out, Bob, remember we hit the final media timeout dead up at the 3:58 mark, and at that point, Henderson State had 68 points on the scoreboard, and I pointed out that the one loss in the last 12 games was when the team crossed the 70-point threshold.
Well, that's gone.
They did cross it, but they only scored 4 points in the final 4 minutes, whereas Southeastern scored 10 points in the final 4 minutes, and they win this one 78-72, and it was defense again in the final moments of this one as they are able to come away with the win. Let's take a look at the final numbers brought to you by our friends at your local Texoma Chevy dealers. And it's going to be a minute to get to Coach Darren Grover because he's got to do all the conference post-game hoopla. But we can keep you entertained with some stats. And you talked about evenly matched. The final score of this game, Henderson State, their 72 points comes off of 27 of 61 from the field, a 44% clip. They were 8 of 23 from beyond the arc for 35%, and 10 of 12 from the free throw line. Southeastern, they go for 78 points, shooting 43% from the field, 29 of 67. 5 of 19 from beyond the arc, including the big three from Akira Hawk, and 15 of 16 from the free throw line. Southeastern, only 5 turnovers in the game. Henderson State, 11 and 2 in the final 30 seconds of regulation. Actually, the final 20 seconds. They were only down by 3 when the tie ball occurred. They would turn it over again on the subsequent action. Would go on to hold on and win this one. Turnovers, though, were absolutely huge. Henderson's 11 turnovers. Southeastern turned that into 16 points off turnovers. And one thing also that Southeastern did today, Bob, Southeastern had 10 offensive rebounds here today. That produced 11 second chance points, 42 points in the paint for Southeastern today. What do you say to that?
Well, just a great job of Kilburn and Warden inside. I mean, they scored 57 points, so.
We'll take a look at the final numbers for Henderson State. 4 players in double figures today. Natalie Cardenas. Cardenas, who had the big first half for Henderson State. Cardenas, at the halftime break, had 15 points. She finishes with only 22. Now, Henderson did end up with 4 players in double figures, as Brinley Huggins finishing up with 18 points in the game. And then Jayla Lewis with 11 points, but a volume effort, 3 of 10 shooting. And Riley Samples with 10 points. For Southeastern Oklahoma State, it's time to hand out hard hats, brought to you by our friends at Durant Lumber, your locally owned lumber and hardware store for over 100 years. Kinsley Warden, that's an easy one, 35 points, ties the career high, her third 30-point game of the season. And, hey, if you want to be technical about it, Bob, this is her 4th tournament game. It's her 2nd 30-point game of a tournament. She did that last year against Southern Nazarene. Warden today really paced the offense, I thought, especially when early on they were double-teaming Kilburn. Warden goes 12 of 25 from the field, 0 for 3 from beyond the arc, but was 11 of 12 from the free throw line. Another near miss on a double-double, as she had 8 boards in the game. As for Tori Kilburn, how about another double-double? As Kilburn with 22 points off of 8 of 19 shooting from the field, 11 rebounds. That now gives Tori 8 double-doubles on the season. And then Akira Hawk, your other Durant Lumber Hard Hat Award winner, because if it's not for Hawk, and you said it coming in, who's going to score?
Warden or
And it's funny
Kilburn,
because Hawk exploded for 5 points in back-to-back possessions and showed no fear doing it. I think it would be really easy for this team to defer to those two. But for Hawk to just step up first, drive to the basket, and then take a 3 that was pretty much a gut check 3, knock it down, and of course win 78-72.
Well, you got to remember, after she scored the first time, Henderson scored again.
Yeah, and so she stepped into a 3 in what was a tie game. So Savage Storm win this one 78-72. Cobain, you get to work another day. And we'll be back here in a moment as we await to hear from Coach Darren Grover. It is the Choctaw Casino Resort post-game show. Back into this on the Southeastern Sports Network.
Shamrock Bank is an employee-owned company based in southeastern Oklahoma. We are a proud sponsor of Savage Storm Athletics. Many of our employee owners are alumni of Southeastern and know firsthand the opportunities higher education can bring. Our success is tied to the success of the communities we serve. Come see the difference employee ownership makes. At Shamrock Bank, you are more than a customer, we are more than a bank. Shamrock Bank, member FDIC.
Straighten your smile and save big on Invisalign. March 24th is Invisalign Day at Westside Family Dentistry. In addition to discounted Invisalign, you'll get free whitening to use during treatment and free retainers at the end of the treatment. Spots are limited and fill fast, so book your appointment today by calling 580-924-1234. That's 924-1234. Or stop by Westside Family Dentistry, Westside Drive in Durant. Get the smile you dream of. Book today for Invisalign Day, March 24th at Westside Family Dentistry.
We recently hung out at Taco Casa to find out how Casa fans eat their Casa.
2 tacos and a bean burrito.
Do you use the sauce?
Yes.
So do you put it off to the side, or do you soak your burrito in it? How do you use the sauce?
I soak it up as much as I can. I pour it on there, on the tacos and burrito.
When it's real fresh, real food, and real good, there's no wrong way to eat your Casa. Be sure to visit Taco Casa, 1st Street in Durant and southbound 75 in Calera.
Touchdown flavors begin at Green Spray Food Center. Whether you're grilling ribs, saucing up wings, or flipping the juiciest burgers, we've got your game day covered. Stock up on fresh meats, bold seasonings, and all your tailgate favorites. So before the big game, swing by Green Spray Food Center, North 1st Street in Durant. And always be ready for game day by checking out this week's deals at greensprayfoods.com. Durant's only locally owned grocer, Green Spray Food Center, fueling Southeastern fans for over 70 years.
Eversole inbound to Warden. Warden goes up in the lane, gets the shot to go. A buzzer beater through contact, and the Storm lead by 2 as we head to the 4th. Well, that was a very key play, as there was only 2.5 seconds to go at the end of the 3rd quarter for that inbound play, and that was one of 12 Kinsley Warden baskets today. 35 points for Kinsley, and she goes for 8 rebounds as well. And she played all 40 minutes, as did Tori Kilburn. So one part of the bracket is set. Southeastern Oklahoma State, they will have their rematch with Harding, as those two split this season in Great American Conference play, each team winning in their home bout, much like here tonight. And for Southeastern Oklahoma State, they'll have an opportunity to take down the one-ranked team or nationally ranked in the women's tournament. Now, with that being said, there are multiple teams in both the men's and women's league that are getting regional ranking consideration, including Northwestern Oklahoma State. Northwestern, who has already punched their ticket into the championship semifinals. They will take on the winner of this game here that is soon to take in front of us, with Ouachita Baptist taking on Arkansas Tech, as that game coming up here in just a moment at Grizzlies Arena in Fort Smith, Arkansas. Of course, side of the Great American Conference tournament. Southeastern Oklahoma State women, though, they survive and advance. They have now won 14 of their last 17 ball games, and they win the rubber match against Henderson State. Coming up, our post-game conversation with Coach Darren Grover. We'll have that coming up for you in just a bit. Again, Savage Storm women victorious 78-72. It went down to the wire. Back after this on the Southeastern Sports Network.
When I share my story, it's about more than solving the mysteries of our solar system. I represent the curious spirit of the nation, the Choctaw Nation. I am our past. I am our present. I am our future. I am all of us. When we share, we become one, because our stories make us more. Stories keep our culture alive. See them and share them at togetherwe'remore.com.
Straighten your smile and save big on Invisalign. March 24th is Invisalign Day at Westside Family Dentistry. In addition to discounted Invisalign, you'll get free whitening to use during treatment and free retainers at the end of the treatment. Spots are limited and fill fast, so book your appointment today by calling 580-924-1234. That's 924-1234. Or stop by Westside Family Dentistry, Westside Drive in Durant. Get the smile you dream of. Book today for Invisalign Day, March 24th at Westside Family Dentistry.
When love and luck are in the air, the extraordinary is never far behind. Like a chance to win your share of $2.2 million during the Lucky in Love giveaway at Choctaw Casino and Resort Durant. Play with your Choctaw Rewards Club card beginning February 1st to start earning entries. It's the $2.2 million Lucky in Love giveaway. Fridays and Saturdays in February and March. Only at Choctaw Casino and Resort Durant. Get away to it all.
Athletic injuries are essentially orthopedic injuries with sport-specific components. At Excel Therapy, our goal is for the athlete to return to the sport quickly. Excel Therapy can assist in speeding up recovery following surgery by improving range of motion, strength, and flexibility. At Excel Therapy, we excel at sports medicine. We excel at physical therapy. We excel at helping you excel. With clinics in Ardmore and Durant, our team excels at orthopedic injury recovery and sports medicine. Find us at exceltherapyok.com.
Shamrock Bank is an employee-owned company based in Southeastern Oklahoma. We are a proud sponsor of Savage Storm Athletics. Many of our employee owners are alumni of Southeastern and know firsthand the opportunities higher education can bring. Our success is tied to the success of the communities we serve. Come see the difference employee ownership makes. At Shamrock Bank, you are more than a customer, we are more than a bank. Shamrock Bank, member FDIC.
We recently hung out at Taco Casa to find out how Casa fans eat their casa.
2 tacos and a bean burrito.
Do you use the sauce?
Yes.
So do you put it off to the side, or do you soak your burrito in it? How do you use the sauce?
I soak it up as much as I can. I pour it on there, on the tacos and burrito.
When it's real fresh, real food, and real good, there's no wrong way to eat your casa. Be sure to visit Taco Casa, 1st Street in Durant and southbound 75 in Calera.
Choctaw Casino Resort postgame show here in Fort Smith. Southeastern Oklahoma State women winning in a barn burner of a game that featured 12 ties, 11 lead changes, and the lead time darn near identical. Henderson with 15 minutes and 9 seconds of lead time. Southeastern with 14 minutes and 18 seconds of lead time, as Kinsley Warden tying a career high 35 points in the win. She had 8 rebounds, and Tori Kilburn another double-double performance, 22 points, 11 rebounds. But it's Akira Hawk who gets the nod. Some big clutch shots in the waning moments of that one as she finishes up with 10 points. The teams will move on to tomorrow evening. They'll take on the top seed Harding Bisons. And so those two teams really mixed it up well in Durant just a few weeks ago. And that game will take place tomorrow evening with the tip-off at 5:45 here in Fort Smith. We're going to continue on as we await Coach Darren Grover to come out of the post-game press conference, and we'll be back after this. It's the Choctaw Casino Resort post-game show on the Southeastern Sports Network.
Life is yours to spend. Spend it making more money. Spend it making more memories. Spend it learning a new skill. Spend it teaching an old trick. Spend it career climbing. Spend it mountain climbing. First United Bank. Spend life wisely.
Are you still searching for the right job to fit your needs? Look no further. There's something for you here. Choctaw Nation has open positions in a wide range of exciting fields, including IT, gaming, healthcare, food and beverage, hospitality, security, and much more. Find your next job or even your next career today. Visit careers.choctawnation.com to browse open positions. Check out our competitive benefits packages and apply for that perfect job. Find your something here.
Hassan, right wing, she loses it. It's loose on the hardwood. Kilburn has it. Jump ball. Possession arrow in Southeastern's favor. with 10.5 seconds to go here. Didn't quite finish the game, but it went a long way as Kinsley Warden would go the distance on an ensuing foul and knock down a couple of free throws. Now joined by Coach Darren Grover here in the Choctaw Casino Resort post-game show. That game as evenly matched as expected, even all the way down to the stats, the lead time, and everything else. First, let's start. I mean, there's a ton of storylines, but let's start with Kinsley. What's it about Fort Smith? Anytime she gets into the tournament light, she does something special. 35 today, her third 30-point game of the season. She has played in 4 games now in Fort Smith, and 2 of them she's gone for 30 or more points.
Yeah, I mentioned that in the locker room just now and I wanted to say what it is about this building, but the problem is
the other building.
We played in a different building last year, so I had to change that to what it is about Fort Smith. And she would probably tell you that her first wasn't all that good. I mean, I don't think Tori nor her played all that great in the first half as far as offensively goes. But the second half, I thought both of them made up for any deficiencies. Lucky they did, because defensively we were not very good today.
You know, you say that, and let's talk a little bit about Kilburn. 22 points, 11 rebounds, another double-double for her. Really, I thought Kinsley paced everything early for you guys, and then Tori kind of came along in the second half. But taking some of the body bumps, the one thing that I guess I found impressive about both of them, Kilburn, for what she does, she's an undersized forward. She's down there getting beaten up. You got Warden getting into the lane. The bulk of her damage is done there. They weren't being rewarded with getting trips to the line in the first half in particular. That takes a lot of mental toughness. Just your thoughts on that.
It does, because like you said, just first off, to even get to those spots along the blocks, you're having to take bumps, and they're holding you and everything else. And then once you get the ball, there's going to be double teams coming at you and bodying you up. And so if you're talking about a play or a game like this, there's probably 75 possessions. Well, there's 75 chances you're going to get bumped around, and you might not even get the ball on that possession. So I thought the mental toughness of both of those players was tremendous today.
Talk about the importance of the rotation at point guard. Stevie gets into foul trouble early. Abby Bard comes out. Hasn't played in over a month. She hits some very key shots. She takes a charge. She does some good things defensively speaking. Chloe Eversole ate up some of those minutes as well. You needed players, young players, and a veteran player that hasn't played in a while to step up and make those valuable minutes, and they did.
Or we don't win the game. I mean, Abby kind of coming off like Kirk Gibson. It's a shoulder instead of 2 bad knees. Maybe you had the Vince Scully call here or something. Yeah. as we were going. Only about half the people listen to probably understand the reference.
Yeah, you and I do. We're old enough. We get it.
But no, I'm so happy that Abby was able, number one, to fight back and get some playing time, because she has a shoulder that's going to have surgery on. Well, she's fought back and gone ahead and practiced, and if she doesn't come in and draw a charge, go score 4 points, then we probably don't win that game.
Well, and then finally, get you out of here on this. I love Akira Hawk. I'm just going to tell you right now, mainly because we come out of the timeout, and a very key point in the game, and Bob is on the air. Who do you go to, Tori or Warden? And I go, how about Akira as she knifed to the rim and scores, then comes back down? It would be very easy for her to defer to those two, and rightfully so. Instead, she steps into a 3 and just complete unconscious, knocks it down, and basically that kind of pushed y'all on to victory.
The 3 was big, but all her presence, she has been much more aggressive over the past 2 months than she's been. And I've challenged her in practice. Hey, if you're not aggressive, then you're letting your teammates down. And Akira is such a wonderful person to be around and all that stuff, and almost too unselfish. But we need her to be aggressive, because just like she hit a little jump hook during the game, gets a driving layups, knocks down a 3,
got a block.
Yes, and one where she could have been a foul. Where I don't think that she fouled. I'm saying that another player might have got a blocking foul with it. She is just has just gotten better and better both ends of the floor.
By the way, 4 block shots again today.
Yeah, we're changing the culture here on the block shots.
So, Darren Grover again, Choctaw Casino Resort postgame show. Coach, congratulations on the win. Do it again tomorrow against Harding.
See you tomorrow.
Right there, Darren Grover, Choctaw Casino Resort postgame show. As we wrap this one up, a big thanks to my partner in crime, Bob Sullins, for making the trip up to Fort Smith. A big thanks to our in-studio producer, Mr. Cobain Reed. And a big thanks to you, the listener. A big thanks to the sponsors, as always. Well, the Storm men, their season comes to a close, but the Storm women, they survive and advance. They take on the top seed, Harding Bisons, tomorrow evening, 5:45. Our pregame coverage will begin at around 5:25 right here on the Southeastern Sports Network. Till then, I'm Jay Lindley saying goodnight and so long, everyone, from the north side of Fort Smith, Arkansas.
This has been Savage Storm Basketball on the Southeastern Sports Network. The Savage Storm are brought to you by Choctaw Casinos and Resorts, First United Bank, the Chutta Foundation, and the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma. Savage Storm Athletics are sponsored by U.S. Cellular, Shelburne Heating and Air, Cherokee Communications, and El Caporal. The Savage Storm are also brought to you by Burridge Law, Westside Family Dentistry, Stuyvesant Chevrolet, and Shamrock Bank. Also sponsoring the Savage Storm, Choctaw Careers, Taco Casa, your local Texoma Chevy dealers, Excel Therapy, and The Wine Cellar. The Savage Storm are brought to you in part by Sparlin Realty, Applebee's, The Artisan at Brick Street Hotel, and Arnett Insurance. The Savage Storm are sponsored in part by Durant Lumber, your farmer's insurance agent, Al Olson, Discover Durant, and Green Spray Food Center.